Call me the Island Boy.
I'm going to bleep that one out.
Please don't.
Which of your pitching teammates impressed you the most?
Nobody, they all sucked. I haven't shagged for 12 years. Stupid accounting class.
Yes.
That's those for the birds.
Yeah.
Now, fans, it's time for another edition of Rami's Rants.
There is no such thing as a key lime pie cheesecake. It is garbage. Don't eat it.
Here's Darryl Henry with the Revs pitcher, Rami Lewis, on WOYK.
Key lime pie.
Well, back here at Santander Stadium, it's time for another Rami's Rant. And Rami, I feel like maybe I did the research today, or did it just slap me in the face?
I'm pretty sure it slapped you in the face, Darryl. I brought it right to your face, and you took it with a grain of salt. I'm pretty sure you were like, oh, it's me, but it's me. I want to hear me. Me.
All right, so the topic that was brought to my attention is that, is this you or is this all of the ball-playing gentlemen are a little bit irritated that they have to hear so much of me when they take the field each night?
It's not so much you, it's just what you're playing was last year, and I feel like it's not a good representation of what's going on this year. And, yeah, you are a big... I might have lied. You are a big part of it. And it crashes, and it's terrible, and it sucks, and nobody likes it. And there you go.
What would make it better?
Maybe some highlights of this year's performances. I know they might be a little scarce. But, you know, just something a little more present day.
Yeah. By the way, you didn't have to hear me on the bus on this last road trip. How was that?
Glorious. Moreover, I did not have to look at you, Darryl.
Well, what bothers you about that?
Mainly your nose hairs.
Well, and I feel like if I were to put myself in your shoes, I could see how it would seem like you can't really get away from me. I mean, you hear it when you take the field. You come up here to stretch or whatever you do during the game, and I'm on in here, so you just can't get away from it.
You're right. I cannot. And it makes me want to...
It's your nightmare.
It is my nightmare. Thank you, Stephen.
Great drop-in from... What's his title again?
Executive producer, I think.
Executive producer. What's wrong, Stephen?
We do this all the time, and you always ask the question, what's my title? It hasn't changed. Executive producer.
Okay.
Neither have his duties, which include nothing.
So I saw that in order to do this rant today, you put your pregame meal up in the cubby of your locker. What would happen? Are you confident it'll still be there?
Pretty confident. I mean, it's just a thing of bread and some mustard on it.
The meat smells really good out here tonight. Now, what's Milton guy cooking?
I believe they're hot dogs, Darryl.
That's all?
Some people might have cooked some hamburgers.
Okay.
Maybe turkey burgers.
Yeah.
And also, the song, after we have to listen to you drone on and on, it's terrible. Change the song, change the montage, and then we can talk.
Your walk-up is on the intro to this piece. Would you like something more along that genre?
I don't believe that everybody in this clubhouse is a fan of my music genre. So maybe something a little less sucky and a little more good.
All right, we'll heed that advice. That helps. What generally is the response out here when your music is on the night that you start?
Most people just put their headphones on. Except for Steven and Josh Judy. Yep.
Do you care?
Nope.
All right, so last thing, we're in the presence of two All-Stars just named. Congratulations, gentlemen. What are your thoughts on Stephen Penny and Brian Pounds, among the rest of your teammates being named to the All-Star team?
Well, Brian Pounds being my favorite player, I'm so proud of him. I don't know what's funny about that. It's not a joke. Stephen Penny, he pitched really well this first half. He deserves it. That's all I got.
Okay. All right. Well, Rami, thank you very much. Get back to your turkey burger or whatever, and we'll see what we can do about getting less of me out there each night.
Don't see what you can do. Make it happen, Darryl.
There is your Rami's rant, and his face lit up when I approached him and said we have an idea for tonight, and Stephen Penny wasn't far away. He came galloping across the room, couldn't wait to see what was in store. So that is our latest and greatest edition of Rami's Rants. And we will take a time out here in our pregame tonight. We'll hear from Mace coming up. The Broadway Transmission Manager's Report is next.
Remember when the goal was to see how fast you could run home from school, play 99 straight innings of wiffle ball, or jump up onto anything? At WellSpan Health, we think making time to play is still a great goal. Being healthy is how you get there. And just in case your grown-up body can't keep up with your inner child, WellSpan Orthopedics walk-in injury care is there to help with a team specially trained in treating sprains, strains, and broken bones. If you have a WellSpan primary care physician, your visit is added to your electronic health record so your doctor may coordinate any follow-up care. You never need an appointment, and both our Apple Hill location in York and our new Hanover Orthopedics location are open evenings and weekends. You can get all the details about orthopedic walk-in injury care at wellspan.org/injury. At WellSpan Health, it's our goal to help you get healthy and stay healthy, no matter how old you are or how young you feel.
Revolution! Summer is in full swing at Santander Stadium. 2015 brings incredible entertainment, amazing giveaways, and of course, fireworks. On July 13th, gold medalist and Penn State head coach Cale Sanderson will make a special appearance on Wrestling Night. Meet him and get an autograph. See you at the Revolution game on July 13th. Revolution!
Hi, this is Dan Patrick. Join me weekday mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Fans, it's time to go inside the clubhouse. For the latest on your York Revolution and tonight's matchup, it's the Broadway Transmission Manager's Report. Now, here's Atlantic League Manager of the Year, Mark Nason.
All right, Mace, we start with the news today. Sean Smith, not a whole lot of playing time lately. He wasn't quite back to the level that he was at last year, and deciding to head home and officially coined a retirement. We'll see if he attempts to come back at some point. But your thoughts on that and what Smitty meant to this team, certainly with what he did mostly last season when he was an everyday guy.
Well, last year I thought he was probably the best center fielder in the league, and he brings a lot of energy to the ball club. He's passionate about everything that we do here. And it was hard for us to go through what we went through this year with him. He busted his rear end to try to get back early because he wanted to play after, what happened last year. That was one of the best moments we've seen around here in a long time. And he worked really hard, and, he came back at the end of May, which was probably a few months too soon, but he felt ready to try it. And, I thought we owed that to him to let him give it a shot. And then after doing it now for about 5 or 6 weeks, he's just not where he needs to be, and he recognizes that. So, he's going to retire and he's going to go work on it some more and see how he feels. But, for the foreseeable future, he's going to retire, and we wish him the best. I mean, he's a great guy, and I'm going to miss him around here. He brought a lot of competitiveness and passion to our ball club, and that's something that every team needs.
Well, and obviously a lot of transactions here in this first half, and this is another one. How difficult is it to rebuild midseason the way that you're trying to, and is it possible to get the pieces in place on the fly here and to get things going the way that you hope?
Well, I think the guys that we brought in have done a pretty good job, especially the younger guys. They've done well. They're excited. They play hard. Obviously, they're talented. They're putting up good numbers. So I think we have talent here. I think we have enough talent to do much better than we're doing, and we just kind of have to get to the bottom of, what's going on as to why we're not getting the results that we want. We show glimpses of being the team that we should be, but we're not consistent enough, and that's my job and my coaching staff's job to try to figure how we can pull that out on a more regular basis.
Couple of things from last night. You get Tony Pena in for the first time. Your first impression on him in a game situation.
Well, it was pretty good. He threw the ball well, kept the ball down in the zone, which I'm a big fan of that, and he was commanding multiple pitches for strikes. And, it was good to see him. He had just thrown a good bullpen for us the day before, so that was kind of like a back-to-back day for him, which even made him more impressive. And, I was real happy with what we saw, and hopefully he can keep that going.
I know it was a frustrating game. You've been disappointed with the 2-out rallies that have materialized against your team, and that was kind of the biggest key last night, and then maybe another missed call on the bases that leads to a run as well.
Well, definitely the 3-run inning, we had 2 outs and nobody on, and then we had a single and 2 walks and another single and a double, and I mean, in that situation there with 2 out and nobody on, we should be able to get out of that inning. And we had a couple guys with 2 strikes in that 5-batter sequence that we probably should have gotten out. But I mean, that's just been one of the things that we've been dealing with here, where a 2-0 win turns into a 4-2 loss. So I mean, that's very frustrating. And obviously, I think we're a better hitting team than just to score 2 runs too. So that's part of it. It's just not all on the pitching, but it's frustrating when you potentially could have had a shutout and you end up losing the game. So we have to get better at that as well.
One thing that I did want to applaud our fans last night, big crowd, and they were pretty enthusiastic for your guys, weren't they?
Oh, the fans have been great the whole half. I've been saying that every day when we're on here. We know we're getting support, and we appreciate that. They're still coming out and watching us play. We're trying to get better. You have my word, we're trying to get better, and we want to be better at home. We have great fans. I think we have the best fans in this league by far, and we need to do a better job and give them something to be proud of, and that's the plan moving forward.
You got Shawn Hill tonight. He's been trying to iron some things out, but he's also seems to be pretty willing to come back short and kind of itching to get that next opportunity. Is that what you're seeing from him?
It is, and I mean I appreciate that, because it's hard to come back on short rest, and he's going to do it now. This is like 2 or 3 times in a row, so I appreciate that Shawn is willing to do that for the club, and I think the way he pitches, it kind of makes it a little bit easier for him to come back than maybe some of the other guys. But still, no matter what, I mean, it's still taxing on your body, and we appreciate that. And he is getting better. I think his last couple outings, his rhythm has been better, his mechanics have been better, and hopefully he can just keep adding on to that today.
Last thing for you, I think it was right when we were doing last night's show, they officially unveiled the All-Star team, and you had 6 members selected. It's been a tough first half, but you have had some pretty good individual performances. What were your thoughts on the 6 that got selected in?
Well, I thought all 6 were deserving, and like any manager, I think I probably have a few more guys that I thought could have been nominated and put on there as well, but those 6 guys are very deserving, and I'm sure they'll do a great job of representing our division and the York Revolution in Bridgeport.
All right, Mace, thanks a lot. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
And those 6 All-Stars were just recognized in front of the fans here before this game tonight, as Luis De La Cruz, Brian Pounds, Andres Perez, Brandon Boggs, Logan Williamson, and Stephen Penny were all introduced. Penny, with the tallest of the bunch, stood in the middle and held his hand high, making the shorter ones leap to give him the high five. But nice to see before our game tonight. Revs have taken the field. We'll have the starting lineups and first pitch for the series finale against the Skeeters coming up next.
All right, let's try this one. Wherever you are, WOYK is... That blows. How about... Wherever you are, WOYK is watching. Oh, no, that's creepy. Let's try this. Take Sports Radio 1350 on the go with the new WOYK mobile apps. Available for download today. Bingo. The new Sports Radio 1350. Available anywhere via the WOYK mobile apps. First in York, first in sports.
Runners know the challenge. It's not the uncompromising weather. It's not the pounding repetition. It's not knowing how to dig deep as you start the climb of that last hill. For runners, the challenge is the discipline to keep running. Flying feet. Casual runners, amateur runners, hardcore runners, no matter what level runner you are, Flying Feet Sport Shoes is with you every step of the way. Over the years, Flying Feet has become the leader in athletic footwear and properly fitting the feet of runners throughout Central PA. For those searching for that discipline, Flying Feet provides the latest shoe innovations, the accessory equipment, and the inspiration to keep on running. Greg Baum and his staff have the knowledge and the true understanding of what running is all about. As one local runner put it, Flying Feet's family, and all runners are welcome. Flying Feet. Flying Feet Sports Shoes, 1511 Mount Rose Avenue, York, just off exit 18 of I-83 next to Battery Warehouse.
Your teams all the time. York's only place for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Set to play their final home game of the first half here tonight, and everybody around here hoping that the home schedule in the second half will go much differently for the home team. Shawn Hill going through his warm-ups as the Revs look to finish the half at home on a high note, and Sugarland's lineup tonight brought to you by Flying Feet. They will have Denny Almonte in center field leading things off. Willie Taveras, the designated hitter, will bat second. It'll be Delwyn Young at first base hitting third. The cleanup man is right fielder Joe Benson, who made his Skeeters debut last night. Johan Lamonte in left field will bat fifth. It'll be Kevin Russo at shortstop batting sixth. Then Ryan Adams, the second baseman, hits seventh. Chris Wallace will catch and bat eighth. And hitting ninth at third base is Amadeo Zazueta. Again, it's Almonte, Taveras, Young, Benson, Lamonte, Russo, Adams, Wallace, and Zazueta for the Skeeters facing Shawn Hill, who is set to go here tonight. Hill coming in 1-7, a 4.52 ERA overall, but despite having not won since his third start of the year, has been pretty consistent with giving the team what should be a chance to win each time out. And he starts off Almonte with a called strike on our Dasher Investment Services first pitch of the night. The 0-1, and a swing and a foul tip into the mitt, and quickly ahead, 0-2. Almonte has moved to the leadoff spot here this past week. Pitch, and a misses outside. He's also given up switch hitting, at least for now. Batting at 206. Hill the wind and the 1-2. And a swing and a chopper over him. Cutting it off, attempting to anyway, is Valdez. He kicks it and chases it all the way over toward the first base line. And Almonte with an infield hit to start the night. Hill got him to bounce it on the ground, which typically is exactly what Hill wants, a ground ball pitcher, but it popped over the pitcher, and then it was kind of in no man's land up the middle with Almonte's speed. Valdez racing to his left, tried to glove it as quickly as he could to have some chance. It looked like it hit him in the shin. Here's Willie Taveras, who takes a strike. Almost impossible play anyway. Infield hit for Almonte to start the night. Now the pitch, he's running. It's just outside. Throw to second, however, is on the money, and Valdez tags him out. And Almonte thrown out by Paniagua to notch the first out of the night. Caught stealing for the sixth time in 20 tries. And Paniagua throws out his sixth. Right on the money. I don't know how the pitch wasn't a strike, but the throw to second certainly was. Next one to Taveras is up and in, and it's a 2-1 count. Pitch from Hill, and a swing and a soft tap to third. Pounds a barehand attempt, and he can't grip it. And Taveras was crossing the bag at first base at about the time that Pounds made contact with that ball. So even if he had it, any throw would have been way late. All right, Taveras is on with one out. And here is Delwyn Young, who's hitting at .249, 6 home runs, 21 knocked in. And pitch from Hill is over for a strike. Hill with back-to-back weak ground balls induced to start this one, but has gotten lousy results. A pair of infield hits. On the 1-0, and a swing and a miss. Delwyn Young here the other night homered from both sides of the plate. He's had a big series. 249 overall, 6 home runs, 21 knocked in. And the pitch from Hill, that's just inside. His last 9 games, he's hit .351 in this series. 5 for 13 with the 2 homers. He's now 2 home runs away from tying the Skeeters' all-time record. That's 26 with Sugarland. The 2-1, and he swings and misses. He chased outside. What the heck was the count? Apparently that's strike 3. I'm not upset about it, but the board was way off, evidently. And Young is down on strikes. 2 down. Bring up Joe Benson. Last night in his debut is 1 for 4 with an RBI double. And Hill with the pitch. It misses away. 80 degrees our game time temp tonight. It's completely cloudy, but very comfortable and pleasant evening. On the 1-0. And a ground ball back to Hill. He gloves it chest high, lobs it over to first, and the inning's over. Well, the third time a charm on a ground ball. The first 2 went for infield hits. This one right back to him, however. And a scoreless top of the first. At the end of a half, it's the Skeeters nothing and the Revs coming up.
Hi, this is Tom Dasher, president of Tom Dasher Investment Services. I specialize in retirement planning and strategies to meet individual personal goals. Whether you are looking for wealth accumulation or to maximize your retirement income. Oh, heck, this is sounding just like another commercial. Hey, listen, it's this simple. We use risk-free investment vehicles, whether you are looking to still build wealth accumulation or you want retirement income or a combination of both. It is all about getting your money parked in the place that will benefit you the most. If you want to do that, call me. My office number is 246-3879, or my mobile is 487-2096, or contact me at my new website at tomdasher.com.
An invasive pest that's already killed millions of ash trees is bearing down on our communities. The emerald ash borer, or EAB, means certain death for every ash tree it infects. The good news is that you can protect your property's ash trees with help from Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care. Our EAB prevention methods are effective, environmentally safe, and less costly than removing your dead tree, which is the only alternative to prevention. Learn more at heritagelawnandlandscape.com.
I'm Melissa. I teach 10th grade English.
And I'm Melissa when she was in 10th grade at Connections Academy.
That was the year my teachers changed the way I looked at literature.
Our class discussions opened my eyes.
At Connections Academy, the great courses and personal attention really made a difference.
I'm more confident.
My Connections Academy teachers inspired me so much, I became one myself.
I better read faster.
Connections Academy, the tuition-free online public school for grades K through 12. Visit connectionsacademy.com.
All about local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOIK.
Scoreless top of the first for Shawn Hill. The Revs coming up against Sean Gallagher. And York's lineup tonight brought to you by Flying Feet. Shannon Wilkerson to lead it off. He's in center. Eric Patterson, the second baseman, hits second. Nick Ferdinand in left field will hit third. And Jacob Calderon, the DH, bats cleanup. Brandon Boggs in right field hitting fifth. Andres Perez at first base will hit sixth. And Gallagher's first pitch is high. Brian Pounds, the third baseman, hits seventh. Salvador Paniagua will catch and bat eighth. And Wilson Valdez at short tonight is hitting ninth. Here's the 1-0. And it's just outside. Wilkerson, who checks in at 264 with a home run and 13 knocked in. Waits the 2-0, and he swings and fouls it back against the net. Just missed a leadoff home run to start last night's game. Lamonta tracking toward the fence, reached out and hauled it in just short of the left field wall. The 2-1, and he swings and pops this one up, right field side and heading into the stands. And it's 2-2. Again, Wilkerson, Patterson, Ferdinand, Calderon, Boggs, Perez, Pounds, Paniagua, and Valdez for York. Wilkerson digs back in. The wind and the 2-2. That's in tight. Almost brushed his forearm hair. It'll be a full count. A nice at bat from the leadoff guy to start the night. Payoff pitch. It is just outside. Good eye, and he's got a leadoff walk to begin things. Played up tonight is Buzz Albert, Dave Shirk at first, Tom Gandolfo at third. The Revs tonight are in their alternate whites with the shoulder stripes and the cursive Revs written across the front. Sugarland in their alternate royal blue jerseys. And they also have the white paneled hat rocking tonight. Here is Eric Patterson, facing a former teammate in Gallagher, and the right-hander misses away to him. Still has the mullet going that we saw when he pitched here last month in York. And Patterson, once upon a time with the Cubs, was traded with Sean Gallagher in a big deal in July of 2008. There's the 1-0. And he grounds one right to first and off the glove of Delwyn Young into right, and Wilkerson hustles to third. Patterson's on, and they're at the corners with nobody out. It'll be an error on Young. Patterson, a sharp ground ball. It looked like it stayed true, though, right at him, and he just booted it. It skipped into right. And good base running from Wilkerson, who never slowed down. He looked back over his shoulder as he approached third. But going all the way. First and third, and Nick Ferdinand stepping in. Looking to give the Revs an early lead tonight. And Gallagher out of the stretch. Comes home, and a swing and a miss. He starts him with a slider. Ferdinand hitting at .313, 6 home runs, 12 knocked in. It's been excellent against Sugarland, who he debuted against. He's hit .351 against the Skeeters. Now Gallagher a move over to first, checking in on Patterson. That big trade that we mentioned had Matt Merton, Sean Gallagher, Eric Patterson, and Josh Donaldson going from the Cubs to the A's for Jad Godin and Rich Harden back in 2008. A 1-0 and a swing and a foul tip into the catcher's mitt, or the 0-1 rather, yet again. The count is off. No balls and 2 strikes now. Gallagher the pitch, and a swing and a pop foul out of play off to the right. Gallagher comes in 1-6, a .358 ERA and 13 starts, 73 innings, only 65 hits. Opponents have hit just 239. And he's only got 16 walks. He's got the 5th most strikeouts in the league at 55. The numbers are not bad. Now back to the plate. And a swing and a foul back, and Ferdinand stays alive. Fouling off a couple here. Gallagher, the 30-year-old righty, 6'2", 220. Stretch and back to the plate. And a swing at a high fly ball in shallow left center. Lamonte and Almonte. It's Almonte who will catch it. Wilkerson takes off, and he slides in. With his speed, it didn't matter that it was shallow. The throw went the whole way home. Patterson goes from first to second as a result. And a sac fly for Nick Ferdinand gives the Revs a 1-0 lead. Down in the count, 0-2, and he fouled off a pair of pitches. And then got one that he could elevate and gets the job done. His 13th run driven in here tonight in his 28th game with York. Patterson moving up as well. Terrific base running from him. And here's Jacob Calderon. First pitch is a slider for a called strike. Now the Revs take advantage of the error and a leadoff walk. Gallagher did struggle with his command in his previous start. Stretch and the 0-1, and Calderon swings and fouls it off to the third base side. He's hitting at .321, 3 home runs, 10 knocked in. He DHs tonight. 4 for 10 with 2 home runs in this series. 0-2, and a swing and a miss. Came in and got him on a slider. And that's out number 2. We'll bring up Brandon Boggs. Mentioned one of 6 All-Stars for the Revs, and it is their most since sending 7 to the All-Star game in 2010 and 2011. Boggs on a bit of a rough patch recently. Trying to get Patterson home with 2 outs. First one is outside, a slider. Trying to snap out of a 3 for 28 skid his last 8 games. 244 overall. Bats from the left. And the 1-0 swings and lines it hard, but foul the other way, right off the Soul Burrito truck in left field. Might be in some guac. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gallagher in his last start, just 3 innings, 5 hits, 2 walks, 2 runs. It's against Long Island. Pitch to Boggs is in tight. It's 2-1. Sugarland won that game, though, 4-3. It was his shortest outing of the year. He had lost his previous 2 starts, but both were quality starts. And now ready. The 2-1 swung on and fouled off. Third base side again. Got off to a good start this year. ERA of about 1.5 through his first 4 starts. It's his 3rd start against York. 1 win, 1 no decision. 2-2. And right down the middle, Boggs frozen on it. Strike 3 called as Gallagher strikes out the final 2 of the inning. But the Revs plate an unearned run, courtesy of a walk, an error, and Nick Ferdinand sac fly. 1 runner left. They score without a hit, and we go to the second inning. It's 1-0 York.
Broadway Transmission
I don't know how they do it.
We've been in business for 60 years at the same location.
I don't know how they do it.
It's our long-term nationwide warranties.
Oh, and don't forget our online appointment scheduling.
I still don't know how they do it.
They toted my van at no cost with my repair.
It's our ATRA certified technicians. Don't forget the good-looking genius in the office.
Come on, man.
I know they helped me with financing. Still, with my bad credit, I don't know how they do it.
I did my research and felt comfortable that Broadway is a AAA-approved specialty repair shop. I showed my AAA card and saved some hard-earned cash.
I was happy to get a $100 rebate in the mail after the job was done.
I sure don't know how they do it, but I do know they get it done, and they get it done right.
Broadway Transmission. We'll get your shift together and back on the road fast. Check us out on the web at BroadwayTrans.com or stop in and see how it's done.
WellSpan has helped many professional, student, and recreational athletes stay at the top of their game. And they can do the same for you. With a full spectrum of care, including sports nutrition, concussion management, orthopedic surgery, and physical therapy, our winning team can help you prevent an injury or treat one. For immediate care, call 1-877-482-5420 or visit wellspan.org/sportsmedicine.
For local sports on your smartphone, search WOIK at the App Store.
Top of the second, 1-0 York. Limo to lead off. Van Hill missing away on the first offering. Lamonte in this series, 7 for 12. You could almost smell it coming, trying to burn his former team. And Hill comes back with a called strike. He's now hitting .302 with Sugar Land, after hitting in the low 200s with York. 1-1, and he swings, pops this one up foul, and back out of play. Back-to-back 3-hit games. They have all been singles in this series. Hill the pitch, and it's in the dirt and skips away. They wanted it outside. He missed down and in. Hill motions to Paniagua that was his bad. Hill with 2 infield hits given up in the first inning, but that was all. 2-2, and he missed inside. It'll be a full count. Shawn Hill on short rest for the 3rd time this season. And he fires, and a swing and a shot the other way, a base hit. 8 for 13 in this series. Hill went down and away. Lamonte went with it. They were playing him to pull, and he lined it right where Valdez ordinarily would have been. They were playing him up the middle. Lamonte hit it right in that spot. Now the leadoff man on. Here's Kevin Russo, batting at .268. First pitch from Hill is in there for a strike. Russo against York has hit .351. Overall, he's reached base safely in 12 straight games. 0-1. And right on the outside corner, a called strike for Hill. Last time out, 4 innings, 2 runs in a no decision against Bridgeport. Game 2 of that doubleheader on Sunday night. Hill the stretch. 0-2. And he really got in on Russo, who fouls it right under his hands, and he fouled it off his back foot, I believe, as it trickled over toward his dugout. Second straight outing that Hill has come back on short rest, and Russo will take a moment and try to work the kink out of that right foot or right shin. Hill in 2 starts on short rest, 0-1, an ERA of 4. 9 innings, 4 runs combined, 2 runs in each. Now fires and just missed, up and away. And also on June 24th, he pitched in Southern Maryland one night after that first inning that was rained out, so he came back a night later in that one. 1-2. And a strike three called. A slider, and Russo started, held the bat there, and watched it cut across, and he's rung up. Second strikeout of the night for Hill. And here comes our K-man, Ryan Adams. He's 1 for 9 in his first 2 games played with Sugar Land. If you include the start in Southern Maryland June 24th with short rest as Hill deals and misses inside, he is 0-1 but has a 2.77 ERA in 3 starts outside of his normal routine. That night he went 4 innings, gave up 1 run, but it was unearned. Now he's ready. Limo with a lead from first. He goes again. He's stopped. Hill fires outside. And Lamonta got back. He was trying to time him again. He got burned on that last night when Neal stepped off and caught him stealing. And he started to go again, but Hill, upon hearing the chatter, delivered home rather than stepping off. And he missed way outside on it. The 2-0. And that one's inside. Third start for him against Sugar Land this season. He's pitched pretty well in both starts, but has lost both. 12 innings, 4 earned runs combined. Now delivers, and that one's right down the middle and a strike taken. Against Sugar Land, he's 0-2, but an ERA of 3. (3-1), and a swing and a tap foul over toward the third base side. It's 3-2. Let's see if Lamonta runs this time. Hill with the payoff pitch. He goes, and a swing and a miss. Paniag with a throw. He's got another one. He throws out his second in as many innings tonight. Valdez puts on the tag. Paniag was showing off the arm here early tonight. A strikeout, throw-out, double play, and breadsticks to boot. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left. We go to the bottom of the second, still 1-0 York.
And now a baseball tutorial from Maple Donuts.
The single.
Grabbing your favorite maple donut for breakfast.
The double.
Grabbing an extra maple donut for later.
The brush back.
Brushing the white off your shirt after biting into a fresh powdered sugar maple donut.
The ground rule double.
Quickly retrieving the 2 maple donut holes that got away.
What? 5-second rule. Charlie Donut and the Boys of Summer have a winning lineup waiting for you right now at Maple Donuts. Pick up a fresh hot cup of Maple Donuts famous coffee and one of Charlie Donut's 58 varieties. The perfect double play combination.
The steal.
Opening the box only to discover that someone stole your favorite maple donut.
Hey.
The home run.
Showing up at work with a Maple Donuts Baker's Dozen.
Maple Donuts tastes right with the tasty bread. Anytime, day or night, for appetite delight. Maple Donuts taste right.
Joel's Painting and Contracting is a proud sponsor of the York Revolution. They are also a partner in the maintenance of Santander Stadium. Joel's Painting and Contracting is the highest rated painting company in York and Lancaster County. Now is the time to call for great deals on all of your interior and exterior projects. A community partner with thousands of happy clients. Hit a home run of Joel's Painting and schedule an appointment today or give them a call at 717-471-4273. That's 717-471-4273 for Joel's Painting and Contracting.
Your teams all the time. York's only place for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Revs catch Lamonta stealing in the second inning for the second straight night. And Paniagua with 2 runners gunned down in the first 2 innings. Andres Perez to lead off. 1-0 York. Gallagher's pitch cuts away. Perez named to the All-Star team. Former Bluefish will play in the game in Bridgeport. The 1-0. And he swings and pops it up foul and out of play to the first base side. And with his selection, he's now been selected in all 3 of his seasons with York. And it ties a club record for most selections along with Thurm. The 1-1. That is inside as he flinches back. Brian Pounds on deck. He was selected for the second straight year. First time with York. Now a breaking ball away. It's 3-1. Perez with a couple of hits last night and moved past Scott Grimes for second in Revs history in career hits, 375. As he swings here and fouls this one back, it'll be a full count. Jumped ahead of Grimes in that category last night. He had been 1 behind him coming in. The 3-2. And he swings and grounds one to short. Russo up the middle, gloves it to his left, gets set to unload, and fires to first for the out. Rather than throwing on the run, he settled down and stepped into the throw. With 1 down, Brian Pounds to the plate. Another All-Star selection, as he was with the River Sharks last season. And he went to Sugar Land to play in that game. This year, he'll need just stay at the same hotel. He'll be in town already as he fouls the first one back against the netting. Pounds last night returning to the lineup after being out for a week with that knee. And a base hit, his first 2 at-bats, 2 for 4, a double the first time up. There's the 0-1, and it slides away and out of the zone. Revs up 1-0 here in the bottom of the second without a hit. An unearned run. Pitch. And a swing and a line drive to center. There's a hit. As Pounds rips one up the middle. Yeah, he's 3 for 5 since coming back. Pitch was down and in, and what a great swing that was. He stayed short, stayed inside it. Went down and got it. And roped it right back up the middle. So 1 out base runners. Salvador Paniagua the hitter. De La Cruz had started the last 3. Paniagua back in there tonight. And the first pitch, he swings and fouls it back and out of play. Gallagher in York on June 6th. 5 innings, 3 runs, and a no decision. He did walk 4 in that game. Then his next start 5 days later, beat the Revs in Texas. 6 innings, 1 run. The 0-1. And a rip the other way and a base hit to right. Pounds will move to second and stop. Paniagua hit it hard, and it got to Benson quickly. But Sal takes one the other way and a rip through the open right side of the infield. back-to-back singles. Pounds also had to wait and let it zip by right in front of him. And it's first and second with one out. And here is Wilson Valdez. This is the 30th anniversary of Back to the Future tonight. DeLorean's out front, and they have one photoshopped on the board behind Valdez's image. Another shout out to Matt and Scott next door. Gallagher the pitch, it misses high. Valdez held without a hit his last 2 games. Before that, he had hit safely in 8 of the previous 9. He had hit .379 in his previous 9 games. 1-0, and it breaks down and away. He lays off. He's hitting at .248. I don't totally know what that hat is that's photoshopped onto his head. Pitch, and he swings, drives it in right center. Almonte back deep. It is caught as he bangs against the fence. Oh, man, Valdez nearly driving one out of here to the opposite field. Made a bid at a 3-run shot. That ball was smoked. Showing some pop, but Almonte, as he banged into the wall padding, at the same instant made the catch right against the fence. Pounds went part way with one out in the inning already. And they're still at first and second for Shannon Wilkerson now with 2 outs. What a shame. Valdez crushed that ball, and it was caught. First pitch to Wilkerson, a curveball up and in. One thing that really surprises me is that they were playing him that deep, and Almonte was able to get to it that easily. Valdez not known for his power. 1-0, and a swing and a bouncer to short. Russo up on it, gloves it, takes it to the bag himself. And that'll end the inning. The Revs record their first 2 hits of the night, unable to come up with a third one, though, as they strand 2. And we'll head to the third, still a 1-0 York lead.
Providing quality services efficiently and in a timely manner to its clients is the mission of the law firm of Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins. GSLSC is equipped to handle any real estate transactions, leases, residential and commercial real estate settlements, zoning issues, and all matters involving municipalities. They are also experienced in the formation and operation of family real estate ventures that are tax sensitive to the needs of the investors. Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins is an approved title insurance agency and can provide you with title insurance and legal representation at one low cost when buying a home or investment property. Don't risk any real estate settlement without an experienced real estate attorney from the law firm of Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins at your side. Phone 717-757-7602. They've been handling residential and commercial real estate matters in South Central Pennsylvania for more than 50 years. With mortgage interest rates at an all-time low, now is the time to buy or refinance. Phone 717-757-7602 today or visit their website, gslsc.com.
Waking up America like no one else. The Ducks beat your Hawks 2-1. Your Hawks. I'm just saying your Hawks. I got nothing against Anaheim. We're friendly to Bruce Boudreau, our former coach of the Caps. Sure. But my agent is a Hawks fan who lives in Chicago, and my buddy lawyer Dave is from Chicago, and he's a Hawks fan.
And our new local guy, Danny Z, is a Chicago guy.
Hawks fan. You know I'm going to root for the boss's team whenever possible.
See, Bus, I love those Blackhawks too. Go Hawks.
Join me, Steve Zabin, mornings at 6 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
York Sports on your mobile device or online at WOYK1350.com.
Top of the third, still a 1-0 lead as Shawn Hill misses wide on Chris Wallace leading it off. Paul Braverman joins us in the booth. The Wallace, Zazueta, Almonte, And the next one down and away, 2-0. Wilson Valdez, Paul, very nearly extending the lead. The thing I was most surprised about was that Almonte played him as deep as he did. You'd think it might be shallow on him, and it would have gotten to the fence. Here's a little floater at second, and Patterson back to catch it as Hill jams Wallace and gets a flare line drive for the first out.
Yeah, especially to the opposite field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buzzards luck again.
But Revolution have a little bounce in their step today.
They do.
I think they're pretty serious about sending these fans into the All-Star break by winning the last home game of the half here, and they've played too well in this series at times and hit the ball too well at times in this series to not at least get a split out of it.
Here's Amadeo Zazuete. He looks at strike one. Hitting at .259 for the year, the pitch, and he swings and slings one the other way and dumps it into shallow right. Inside outside as he floats it right over Perez's head. He could only stand and look up at it as it drops in shallow right field, a one-out single. Zazueta, who's hit .300 for basically the last month, is on base. And we go to the top of the order, and Almonte, who had an infield hit in the first, but was caught stealing. Hill with the first pitch to him. That's in tight as he dances out of the way.
Yeah. I mean, Zazueta's still only hitting .259. And you're right, been hitting over .300 the last 30 days, so that tells you what kind of May he had. He got off to a really slow start.
There's a bounce foul over by the Revs dugout. It's a ball and a strike. Hill so far with 4 hits allowed. 2 of those were soft infield hits. The most recent one a bloop. He's got 1 ground out, 3 strikeouts, 2 caught stealings, and a soft line out tonight. He deals. And a swing and a loop to shallow center. Wilkerson charges in. He'll get there. Racing into shallow center field. And Almonte jammed on that one as he bloops out. And there's 2 away. We'll bring up Willie Taveras, who back in the lineup tonight after a night off last night. An infield single for him, his first time up. There's Zazueta at first with 2 outs. Do they dare try to run in a 3rd straight inning as Hill delivers a called strike? Revs lead at 1-0. Paniagua has nailed 2 runners already. Zazueta 4 for 5 and stolen base attempts, not much of a lead. Perez holds him. And the 0-1 is just outside. Hill varying his time to the plate a little bit there. Held it a little bit longer. Has his sign. The 1-1, and that's down and away. There have been some times where they want the ball in and he misses away, missing his spot like that. He'll take a little moment behind the mound to regroup.
Hill should have pitched yesterday. You know why?
Canada Day?
It's Canada Day. It's their 4th of July.
He's a swing and a fly ball, left center. Wilkerson's got this one lined up. It'll slice back to him a bit, and he catches it to end the inning. No runs on 1 hit and 1 left. We go to the bottom half of the 3rd. It's a 1-0 Revs lead.
Core Design Group, a local architectural and structural engineering firm, is celebrating 10 years of serving its partners in York County and beyond. Core specializes in commercial, healthcare, houses of worship, industrial, higher education, and residential. For more information, visit our new website at www.core-designgroup.com or call 717-741-2046.
Whether it's for sport, protection, or recreation, Spar Firearms is the best place to go for all of your firearm needs. With a large selection of new and used firearms, Spar carries an array of brands, as well as ammo and other accessories. Whether you're an avid collector, sharpshooting expert, hunter, or weekend enthusiast, Spar Firearms provides everything you need no matter your experience. For the best in convenience, selection, and customer service, visit Spar Firearms, 6108 Carlisle Pike in Mechanicsburg, and online at sparfirearms.com.
Revolution!
Summer is in full swing at Santander Stadium. 2015 brings incredible entertainment, amazing giveaways, and of course, fireworks. On July 13th, gold medalist and Penn State head coach Cale Sanderson will make a special appearance on Wrestling Night. Meet him and get an autograph. See you at the Revolution game on July 13th.
Revolution!
First in York, first in sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
One nothing. Revs lead it. We go to the home third. Eric Patterson to get things started. And he shortens up in the box, takes a strike from his former Cubs teammate, Sean Gallagher. I already brought up the trade, Paul, from back in 08. Here's the 0-1. That's just inside, a fastball missing.
That was my whole show.
Was it?
Yeah, that was going to be all I talked about for 2 innings.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Listeners tune in and out. You can still use it. It's a pitch inside, 2-1. They shouldn't, but they do. I feel the need to mention it every time they face each other, though. The wind and the 2-1. And a ground ball right side. That'll get through. A base hit for Patterson. Hits it on the ground, but sneaks it through, right through the right side of the infield. And the Revs with their third base hit.
His swing's starting to come around.
3-hit night 2 nights ago. That was his first since early May.
He looks like the Eric Patterson of old, or the Eric Patterson of slightly younger, if you will.
Here's Nick Ferdinand, who drove in the run on a sac fly in the first. 1-0 the lead.
No baseball player's ever been lucky enough to have that Benjamin Button disease, except for Bartolo Colon.
Swing and a miss on the first one. Patterson is on to start the inning. Ferdinand, Calderon, Boggs due to follow him. Revs up 1-0. They've got their third hit. On the stretch. And Gallagher with the 0-1. Breaks down low, a slider. 30-year-old from Boston, but he went to high school in Fort Lauderdale. 12th round pick of the Cubs out of high school in 2004. Now set at the belt. And comes to the plate and misses high. 2-1. That sac fly from Ferdinand in the first came on 0-2. He had fouled off a couple of pitches, got one he could do just enough with. And it was shallow, but with Wilkerson's speed, he was able to come home. He had drawn a leadoff walk, moved up on an error. Patterson with the lead from first, draws a throw. Stretch. And Gallagher to the belt. The 2-1. Swung on, he popped him up. Delwyn Young from first, coming down in foul territory, and in front of Chris Wallace makes the play. And that's out number 1 on the foul pop-up. We'll pause 10 seconds for station identification here on Revolution Radio.
First in York, first in sports. Your only local sports station. The new Sports Radio 1350, WOYK, York, Pennsylvania.
Now 1 on with 1 out. Revs up 1-0 in the third. Here's Jacob Calderon. First pitch, fastball strike right over the outside black. Gallagher struck him out in the first. Calderon hitting cleanup again tonight. The 0-1, and a curveball swung on and missed. Little in Diamond Deck commentary in between.
Wonder if they know they're on the radio.
I bet not. 0-2. And a curveball that tumbles low. Last year, Gallagher started the season in Mexico. Know who he played for, Paul?
Was it Quintana Roo? I'm just guessing. I like Quintana Roo. That's one of my favorites. What? I gave an answer.
You did. It's a breaking ball, dribbled to short. Russo right by the bag, steps on second, and his throw to first is just in time to end the inning. Now, he played for Limo's team, the Piratas.
Campeche.
Yep. Inning ends on the double play. No runs on one hit, nobody left. Paul with the call as we head to the fourth. Revs still lead it 1-0.
Remember when the goal was to see how fast you could run home from school, play 99 straight innings of wiffle ball, or jump up onto anything? At WellSpan Health, we think making time to play is still a great goal. Being healthy is how you get there. And just in case your grown-up body can't keep up with your inner child, WellSpan Orthopedics walk-in injury care is there to help with a team specially trained in treating sprains, strains, and broken bones. If you have a WellSpan primary care physician, your visit is added to your electronic health record so your doctor may coordinate any follow-up care. You never need an appointment, and both our Apple Hill location in York and our new Hanover Orthopedics location are open evenings and weekends. You can get all the details about orthopedic walk-in injury care at wellspan.org/injury. At WellSpan Health, it's our goal to help you get healthy and stay healthy, no matter how old you are or how young you feel.
This is the Dan Patrick Show.
He's a great man. Was Muhammad Ali a thug? He was colorful, controversial. But this is a guy who did something before anybody else did it, and we were okay with it. A lot of us were okay because of how Ali looked. Handsome, well-spoken, the poetry. There was charisma to it. Richard Sherman just came out of a game and started yelling right in our face.
Dan Patrick.
On Sports Radio 1350 WOIK. Your county, your teams. Sports Radio 1350 WOIK. First in York, first in sports.
Top of the fourth inning begins with a called strike as Shawn Hill goes back to work. The righty deals, and Delwyn Young lines it hard, foul. First base side, down the right field line, and out of play. So Hill quickly ahead of Young, 0-2. 1-0 Revs here in the top of the fourth. Young 0 for 1. Hill struck him out swinging in the first. And the 0-2 pitch lifted to center fairly deep into the left field alley, and making the catch is Shannon Wilkerson. He sought the whole way and squeezes it right in front of the warning track. So Young retired and is 0 for 2. So Shawn Hill has scattered 4 Skeeters hits here through 3 1/3. He has struck out 3, all of the swinging variety. Bases empty, 1 out here for Joe Benson. Grounded back to Hill to end the top of the first, and he flinches but ultimately takes it low. 1-0 is the count. Benson, with 21 games of Major League experience, all with the Twins. Here's the 1-0. Hill deals a called strike on the outer corner. That'll even the count at 1-1. Benson, .239 hitter in 21 games with the Twins in 2011. Grounded to short, charging it with one hand, and a cockeyed throw is Wilson Valdez, and he gets him by a step. Off balance throw, Valdez picking that with the bare hand, all in one motion, firing submarine style to first, and a perfect strike to Andres Perez there and waiting. So quickly 2 up, 2 down here for Hill in the top of the fourth. Skeeters out hitting the Revs 4-3, but it is a 1-0 York advantage. Nick Ferdinand with a sacrifice fly in the first. Ball 1 high and inside to Johan Lamonto, 1 for 1 with a single back in the second inning. He was caught stealing, however. And he takes the 1-0 and pops it up foul down the left field line and out of play. So it has been Limo time in his return to York. He has had a monster series here in his homecoming of sorts against the Revolution. It'll be a 1-1. Hill deals a called strike on the inner half to Limo, the lefty bat. 1-2 the count. Lamonta is 9 for 16 in his last 4 games, 3 of them against the Revolution. Lamonta with 3 hit games last night and a 4-2 Sugarland win, a 3-hit game 2 nights ago and a 9-5 Sugarland win. The Revs won the opener 1-0 and are trying to salvage a split here today. So Limo back in familiar digs against his former team, liking what he's seeing. Here's the 1-2 after Lamonta fouled off the first Hill offering. This one is low. And the count is 2-2 as Paniagua had to move a bit to keep that ball in front of him. 1-0 Revolution lead at top of the 4th. Paul Braverman, glad you could join me for the middle innings tonight on Sports Radio 1350. WOYK, as Howard Stern's boss would say in the movie Private Parts. Here's the 2-2, and Lamonta checks his swing. Did he go? Appeal to third, says no. Hill had him 1-2. It's now a 3-2 offering coming up to Johan Lamonta. The righty winds and fires. This one chopped foul, first base side. Johan Lamonta, after his release a couple weeks ago by the Revolution, had not done much for Sugarland either. Was hitting around 200, same as for York. And of course, once he comes back to face the Revs, that's when he gets hot for the first time this season. Ball 4 is low and inside, and Lamonta, once behind 1-2, works a 2-out walk. Lamonta, 9 for 16 in his last 4 games, still has raised his average to just .233 in 15 games with Sugarland. Kevin Russo now, 0 for 1. He struck out swinging in the second, one of 3 Hill strikeout victims. The righty steps in. Lamonta at first, 2 outs here. Revolution with a 1-0 lead in the top of the 4th. Ball 1, low and away. 1-0 the count to Russo. Kevin Russo had reached base in 12 consecutive games before an 0 for last night snapped a streak. 1-0 pitch, grounded back right behind the plate. And the count is 1-1 to the Sugarland shortstop. 6-hole hitter for the Skeeters. During that 12-game on-base streak, he hit .333. He was 15 for 45 and walked 6 times. So the former New York Yankee, who spent last year in the Detroit Tigers system in AAA with the Toledo Mudhens, has turned in a nice effort so far for the Skeeters in his first season in the Atlantic League. 1-1 pitch, gets away from Paniagua. That's a wild pitch. Down to second is Johan. So Russo out ahead 2-1, and it looked like Hill crossed up Paniagua there, so they'll get together to talk about signs here for a moment. Kevin Russo's major league experience: 31 games for the Yankees in 2010. That was his only big league cup of coffee. Drove in 4 runs. And he has been a Revolution killer. Kevin Russo against the Revolution this year, 20 for 59, batting .340 with a double homer and 3 RBI. And the 2-1 pitch is ripped into the left field corner. Russo pulls it. He's going to try to stretch it into a double. The throw from Ferdinand to Patterson at second. He's in there safely with a double, and Lamonta scores to tie it. So 2 up, 2 down to begin the top of the 4th. Then Lamonta works a walk, and then Russo yanks one, a liner, into the left field corner. He pulled it for his 14th RBI of the season. The double scores Lamonta on a jog from second, and then Russo just ahead of a good throw from Nick Ferdinand to Eric Patterson at second to stretch it into 2. So 2 outs and a runner on still, but now the game tied at 1. Ryan Adams, the second baseman, steps in. 0 for 1 with a strikeout is Adams. Takes ball 1 low and away. 1-0 is the count. Ryan Adams, like most of Sugarland's lineup, a guy that has a big league cup of coffee in his career. 29 games for the Orioles in 2011 and performed well. Hit .281 with 7 RBI in that time. But the 1-0 is popped up. It's into right field. Lazy fly ball for Jacob Calderon, and for Brandon Boggs. Calderon is the DH. Boggs makes the catch. And that's the half inning. A Lamonta walk and a Kevin Russo RBI double into the corner. And that's how Sugar Land ties the game. 1-1 with the Revs coming up in the bottom of the fourth on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
You line your feet up at the edge of the starting block, shake out your arms, and then you push off the block in one fluid motion, fully extending your body, cutting into the water with nothing on your mind but the mechanics. You're a swimmer, and whether it's practice time in the pool or crunch time in a meet, Flying Feet is with you every stroke of the way. Flying Feet. Flying Feet Sports Shoes is a swimmer's paradise. Get suits by Finis, Dolphin, Nike, Adidas, Speedo, Arena, and Tier. Pick up practice gear, team gear, and training equipment like fins, snorkels, and kickboards. The Flying Feet team has high-tech competitive suits, customizable caps, goggles, even goggle repair items. Shower down with swimmer shampoo and body wash, plus suit wash to limit the wear and tear of chlorine. Time to dive into the pool? Then it's time for Flying Feet Sports Shoes. Flying Feet. 1511 Mount Rose Avenue, York, just off exit 18 of I-83 next to Battery Warehouse.
Hi, this is Tom Dasher, president of Tom Dasher Investment Services. I specialize in retirement planning and strategies to meet individual personal goals. Whether you are looking for wealth accumulation or to maximize your retirement income. Oh, heck, this is sounding just like another commercial. Hey, listen, it's this simple. We use risk-free investment vehicles, whether you are looking to still build wealth accumulation or you want retirement income or a combination of both. It is all about getting your money parked in the place that will benefit you the most. If you want to do that, call me. My office number is 246-3879, or my mobile is 487-2096, or contact me at my new website at tomdasher.com.
Follow York Sports on your Android. Search Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Bottom of the fourth inning, it's a 1-1 ball game. A Nick Ferdinand RBI single in the first, and a Kevin Russo two-out double in the fourth. Our scoring plays: Brandon Boggs, Andres Perez, Brian Pounds. Due to bat here for the Revs in the home half of the fourth. Right-hander Sean Gallagher goes back to work. Called strike into Boggs, and the count is 0-1. Boggs 0 for 1, struck out to end the first inning. It'll be an 0-1. Gallagher nods in agreement with his battery mate Chris Wallace, off speed, and Boggs out in front, swing and a miss. 0-2 the count to the left-handed right fielder tonight for the Revs. Boggs selected to the Atlantic League All-Star Game. On the Freedom Division roster, he'll be in Bridgeport on July 8th for the festivities. 0-2 pitch misses in, 1-2 the count to Boggs. Bottom of the fourth inning on a overcast but otherwise very pleasant night. No rain in the forecast over Santander Stadium in downtown York. Again, missing low and inside. Gallagher trying to find something there to the lefty Boggs, and has not. 2-2 coming up. And the righty deals. Again low and inside, and again Boggs turning out of the way of it. He had him 0-2, and now the count is full. So Boggs should get something over the plate to hit here, one would assume. 3-2 offering on the way. Spins out of another one, low and inside. How about that? He works a walk after it was 0-2. Well, Boggs took a strike on the inside, then was fooled on an off-speed pitch, and then pounding him in on the ankles, he walks him on 4 straight. So the Revolution have the leadoff man on for the third time in 4 innings. They have just the 1 run. Shannon Wilkerson's leadoff walk back in the first eventually scored on Ferdinand's sac fly. In steps Andres Perez, 0 for 1, grounded to short in the second. Gallagher from the stretch now with a runner at first. Ground ball past the divings, his way to third and to left. Stopping at second is Boggs, but Andres Perez with a single, and the Revolution have 2 on with nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth, trying to break a 1-1 tie. Andres Perez, his 376th hit in a Revolution uniform. Second all-time. And now he's just 8 hits away from being the Revolution's all-time hit leader. James Shanks holding that distinction, but not for long at 383. Perez with 2 hits last night passed Scott Grimes for second. Grimes at 374. So in steps Brian Pounds, 1 for 1 with a single, was left at second in the second. And he takes on the first Gallagher offering, up for ball 1. Boggs at second after a leadoff walk. Perez at first. No runners being held on. Infield back at double play depth, says Waita in a little bit at third in case Pounds tries to drop one down. Here's the 1-0. Upstairs, it does not look like Mark Mason will put on the sacrifice to move 2 runners into scoring position. Not with Pounds. A couple knocks for him last night in his return to the lineup, 2 for 4 in his first action in over a week after he sat with a knee injury, and 1 for 1 tonight with a single. So Pounds 3 for 5 in this series after coming off the DL. Here's the 2-0. Swing and a miss. A healthy cut, but came up empty. 2-1 the count to Pounds. Perez's single, the 4th hit. Rolling grounder that Zazueta made an honest effort on, but couldn't get to it. Gallagher from the stretch, and it'll be a 2-1. The righty deals, swinging a pop-up. It's foul, first base side, and out of play. Pounds 2 for 4 with a double yesterday. So he's got 2 singles and a double, and his return after a meniscus strain kept him out from June 22nd until last night. It'll be a 2-2. Gallagher fires. Pounds lifts it high and fairly deep. It looks like it might be a gapper into right field. There with a basket catch on the run is center fielder Denny Almonte. A terrific play. Tagging at second and getting to third without a throw will be Boggs because it was so deep to center on the warning track, and more. Very good defense from the Skeeters. It's been a series full of that. So Pounds flies out to center for the first out. Looked like it might be a gap double, that it'd score 1 for sure, maybe 2. But Almonte tracks it down on the run in a tremendous underhand catch on close to a full sprint. So Pounds retired, but he does move the runner over. So Boggs at third, Perez still at first. A sac fly available here with 1 out as Salvador Paniagua steps in. He's 1 for 1 with a single back in the second. Called strike on the outer corner to Paniagua. He might have gone halfway around on it, and the count is 0-1. So the Revolution, a chance to retake the lead here with a fly ball. Boggs at third after the walk and the Perez single. He tagged up on the Pounds fly ball. Perez still at first, and the 0-1 pitch missing low and away. Scrambling to stay in front of it with 2 runners on was Chris Wallace. He does, and the count is 1-1. No harm done. Revolution trying to untie a 1-1 game here in the bottom of the 4th. Making Gallagher throw a lot of pitches here in the middle innings. The righty fires. Paniagua swing and a miss. 1-2 the count to Sal. Paniagua did not play in last night's game. Luis de la Cruz was behind the plate. Paniagua's 2 for 5 on this homestand in spot duty. He lifts one into left center. Diving and making the play. No, he dropped it. It was a trap. Almonte couldn't handle it that time, and Boggs scores. It's an RBI single for Paniagua. It looked like more foul luck for the Revolution as it was a shallow fly ball to center. Almonte diving for it. Had he made the catch, Boggs would not have had space to tag from third, but he trapped it, and Paniagua to shallow left center has his 12th RBI of the year. Perez so Boggs makes it a 2-1 ball game. Perez was forced out at second, is what I was trying to say, as he could not get a running start since there was a question of whether it would be caught. So Perez was forced out at second, 8-4. by the center fielder Almonte to Adams, the second baseman. On Paniagua, what turns out to be a RBI fielder's choice. So unfortunately, Salvador doesn't get the RBI single. It's an RBI fielder's choice for Paniagua since Perez was forced out, and then Valdez, first pitch swinging, grounds out to third to end the fourth. So a little bit of a helter-skelter ending there, but nevertheless, the Revolution lead at 2-1 going to the fifth on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
An invasive pest that's already killed millions of ash trees is bearing down on our communities. The emerald ash borer, or EAB, means certain death for every ash tree it infects. The good news is that you can protect your property's ash trees with help from Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care. Our EAB prevention methods are effective, environmentally safe, and less costly than removing your dead tree, which is the only alternative to prevention. Learn more at heritagelawnandlandscape.com.
Waking up with the Zabe.
The Steve Zabin Show.
When Mike Weir finally won the Masters as a lefty, it had broken like some 70-year stretch or something like that with no lefties winning. But since Mike Weir took the lid off lefties, 6 of the last 12 Masters tournaments have been won by southpaws. Behold, your stats of the day. Join me, Steve Zabin, mornings at 6 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Hey, sports fans, great news. Now you can listen to Sports Radio 1350 anywhere with the new WOYK mobile apps. Stranded in Siberia? No problem. Kidnapped by wolves? It's not as bad as you may think. Wherever you are, WOYK is with you on the brand new mobile apps. York's only local sports station just went mobile and global. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports. There's only one place for local high school sports. Sports Radio 1350.
Maple Donuts pitching change as we begin the top of the fifth inning. Another short outing for Shawn Hill on short rest. He's done that twice in a row now, 2 starts in a row, going 4 in each. So Shawn Hill retires to the clubhouse, allowing 5 hits and an earned run. Kevin Russo's RBI double an inning ago. Bo Vaughn takes over here in the top of the fifth inning and delivers a first pitch strike to Chris Wallace, 0-for-1 with a pop out. The Sugarland number 8 hitter and catcher takes low and away, 1-1 the count to Wallace. Bo Vaughn making his 16th appearance, a 1-1 record. In 15 innings this year, Bo Vaughn has struck out 19 batters. His strikeout numbers are always good with that filthy slider and a swing and a miss, jamming Wallace low and inside. So the righty Bo Vaughn on here in the top of the fifth. It is a Maple Donuts pitching change, and the 1-2 missing low and away. 2-2 the count. Looking for a factoid. Bo Vaughn played high school football with Buffalo Bills offensive lineman Richie Incognito, formerly of the St. Louis Rams and Miami Dolphins, to much notoriety. 2-2 pitch lifted high and deep to the left field alley. Back at the track at the wall, Ferdinand and Wilkerson look up, and it's gone. Chris Wallace with a home run. Both outfielders giving chase, neither with a play at the wall. Wallace with his 8th home run of the season and his 31st RBI. And the Skeeters, just like that, retie the game at 2. Ferdinand's sac fly gave the Revs a 1-0 lead in the first. Russo's RBI double in the top of the fourth tied it. Paniagua's RBI fielder's choice in the bottom half of the fourth gave the Revs a short-lived lead. And now the Chris Wallace solo shot reties the game at 2. Bases empty, nobody out. 2-2 ball game. Amadeo Zazueta steps in to round out the Sugarland lineup for the second time tonight. 1-for-1 with a single is Zazueta. Takes a ball and a called strike. Vaughn's 1-1 is lifted into shallow center. Back from short is Valdez. He'll be called off by Wilkerson coming in on the run. And the Revs center fielder makes the grab. 1 out, and that'll bring us to the top of the order. Denny Almonte, 1-for-2. A single, caught stealing, and flew out to center field so far tonight. 2 runs on 6 hits and an error for Sugarland. 2 runs on 5 hits and no errors for York. 2-2 game in the top of the fifth inning. Vaughn kicks and fires and misses high and inside at the elbows of Almonte. 1-0 is the count. Vaughn works exclusively from the stretch, and it's popped up foul. Third base side out of play. 1-1 the count to Denny Almonte. One pitch missing downstairs. 2-1 the count. We mentioned Bo Vaughn has rubbed elbows with some notable sports celebrities. High school football teammates with Richie Incognito. He and Dustin Pedroia go back a ways as well. 2-1 pitch is popped up. Infield grass, first base side. Andres Perez, the one-bagger for the Revs, steps in and puts away the tall fly ball. Almonte pops out. He's 1 for 3. 2 outs, nobody on here in the fifth. Visitor half of the fifth, Willie Taveras steps in, 1 for 2 with a single and a flyout. Bo Vaughn, college teammates of Dustin Pedroia at Arizona State. And, of course, Pedroia spending his whole career with the Boston organization. Bo Vaughn was a Boston Red Sox, getting as high as AAA Pawtucket in their organization. So he and Pedroia, a couple common stops, college and through the Red Sox minor league system. Ball 1 inside to Willie Taveras. The righty steps back in. He's the DH, batting second for Sugar Land tonight. And the count is 2-0 as Vaughn misses in about the same spot inside to the righty. Chris Wallace' solo shot has tied us at 2 here in the top of the fifth. Vaughn deals, and it's a one hopper to third, fielded cleanly by Pounds. Strike to Perez across the diamond, and the side is retired. So the Revolution recover quickly after the Wallace home run, and Bo Vaughn ends up working a pretty good fifth. But game tied at 2. Revolution coming back up in a moment on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
And now a baseball tutorial from Maple Donuts.
The single.
Grabbing your favorite maple donut for breakfast.
The double.
Grabbing an extra maple donut for later.
The brush back.
Brushing the white off your shirt after biting into a fresh powdered sugar maple donut.
The ground rule double.
Quickly retrieving the 2 maple donut holes that got away.
What? 5-second rule. Charlie Donut and the Boys of Summer have a winning lineup waiting for you right now at Maple Donuts. Pick up a fresh hot cup of Maple Donuts famous coffee and one of Charlie Donut's 58 varieties. The perfect double play combination.
The steal.
Opening the box only to discover that someone stole your favorite maple donut.
Hey!
The home run.
Showing up at work with a Maple Donuts Baker's Dozen.
Maple Donuts taste right. We create tasty bread. Anytime, day or night. For appetite delight. Maple Donuts taste right.
This is the Dan Patrick Show.
He's a great man. Was Muhammad Ali a thug? He was colorful, controversial. But this is a guy who did something before anybody else did it. And we were okay with it. A lot of us were okay because of how Ali looked. Handsome, well-spoken, and poetry. There was charisma to it. Richard Sherman just came out of a game and started yelling right in our face.
Dan Patrick.
On Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Hi, this is Dan Patrick. Join me weekday mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Bottom of the fifth inning. It's a 2-2 ball game between the Skeeters and Revolution tonight in downtown York. Paul Braverman here for one more half inning. Darrell Henry will return in the top of the sixth. Top of the order for the Revs, Wilkerson, Patterson, and Ferdinand. Shannon Wilkerson steps in. We're talking about Bo Vaughn's connections to the Red Sox organization. Teammates with Dustin Pedroia in a few spots, including college, I believe. Shannon Wilkerson was another Red Sox guy, reaching AAA Pawtucket last year for 25 games with the Sox, has played in Major League spring training games for Boston as well, and he takes 2 quick balls from Sean Gallagher in his fifth inning of work, out ahead 2-0. A walk, a run, and a fielder's choice tonight for Wilkerson. Takes a called strike on the outer corner, and it's 2-1. We're talking about Dustin Pedroia, connections to Bo Vaughn last half inning, and it is laser show night at Santander Stadium. 2-1 pitch grounded to short. Throws a little wild. Wilkerson beats it out. That might go as a throwing error on Kevin Russo. It probably should. Grounder to Russo at short, and the throw pulled Delvin Young off the bag, and Wilkerson never stopped running, and that's why you never stop, is had he eased up, Young probably would have had enough time to collect it and get back to the bag. He did not, and Wilkerson beats it out. Unfortunately for Shannon, it's not a base hit. E6 on the throw from Russo. But nevertheless, the Revolution, for the fourth time in 5 innings, have the leadoff man on. 2 walks, a single, and now an error. And Eric Patterson, the lefty, steps in and takes a called strike. Patterson reached on an error in the first and singled in the third. So 2 errors tonight for Sugarland as York has played error-free baseball. It'll be an 0-1 from the stretch with a runner at first. Wilkerson being held on there by Delwyn Young, and the 0-1 misses upstairs to Eric Patterson. 1-1 is the count. It says laser show night at Santander Stadium after the game tonight, presented by Wilkie Ingenuity. And kind of funny that Bo Vaughn, who has those connections to Pedroia, pitched in this game. His laser show 15 is Dustin Pedroia's it's Dustin Pedroia's Twitter handle, laser show 15, and that's his catchphrase, and became a nickname of sorts for him, is what I'm trying to say. 1-1 coming up to Patterson here. Maybe I should just focus on the game, as it's lined straight back to the netting. 1-2 is the count. To the Revolution second baseman Eric Patterson. He, like many of the players we've mentioned, has also played with the Red Sox. He played with Boston in a big league capacity. Patterson has time in the majors with the Cubs, his draft team, the A's, Red Sox, and San Diego Padres. 1-2 pitch, missing low and inside. 2-2 the count to Eric Patterson. Seventh in Revs history with 62 doubles. Fifth in Revs history with 120 extra base hits is Eric Patterson. It'll be a 2-2. Setting at the waist is Gallagher. The righty fires. Swing and a blooper. This will get down for a hit. Into shallow right. Station to station. Wilkerson down to second after he reached on a nice hustle play that went as an error on Kevin Russo. But Wilkerson gets credit for the hustle. He's down to second on the Patterson bloop single. Patterson's 2 for 3. That's why you never stop running. A hard hit grounder to Russo looked like a routine play. With Wilkerson's speed, nothing is truly routine, but the throw was a little off. Young had to stretch for it. It popped out of his glove during the stretch. Had Wilkerson dogged it up the line at first, Young would have had a chance to collect the ball and step on the bag for the out. He didn't. Still goes as an error, unfortunately, for Wilkerson. Not getting the hit, but he's still on base. And now the Revolution really have something working. They untied a 1-1 game in the bottom of the fourth, trying to untie a 2-2 game here in the bottom of the fifth. Patterson at first, Wilkerson at second, Nick Ferdinand out ahead, 1-0. 1-0 pitch, called for a strike in the outer half. 1-1 is the count. Ferdinand, a sac fly, driving in a run in the first, popped out in the third, 1 for 2. It was his 13th RBI of the year for the Revolution, and just about a month with the club now, back in the first. The righty steps back in. It'll be a 1-1. Gallagher fires. Ferdinand pops it up. Curving foul down the right field line into the bullpen, and the catch was made. Catch was made out of view in the bullpen by Joe Benson, but tagging and getting down to third is Shannon Wilkerson. He's in there safely, standing up, and on the throw, Patterson is down to second. So Nick Ferdinand, really productive at-bat there, flies out to left in foul territory, but moves up both runners, and there's still only one out. So Wilkerson down to third, Patterson at second for Jacob Calderon. 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a groundout, and he will be swinging away here. The lefty will be. 2-2 ball game, bottom of the fifth, but a sac fly available here for the Revs with a runner at third and one out. The righty Gallagher deals. Calderon wisely lays off one outside. 1-0 is the count. Definitely a bounce in the step of the Revolution tonight. This team determined to send these fans off with a home victory in the final home contest of the first half of the 2015 season, and now Calderon might have something juicy to hit here. 1-0 pitch upstairs, and it's a 2-1 offering coming up from Gallagher. Wilkerson reached on the air. Patterson with a bloop single to right. Both moved over on the Nick Ferdinand fly ball to foul territory in right field. It was right field, the Revolution bullpen, not left. And now Calderon takes a called strike. 2-1 is the count. That was in foul ground. It might have been better for Benson to let it drop for a strike. I mean, you hate to give Ferdinand another chance, a guy with a hot bat, but with one out, both runners ended up moving over. It'll be a 2-1. Setting up outside is the Sugarland catcher, Chris Wallace. Over the plate but low, and the count 3-1 to Jacob Calderon now. Setting up outside, his battery mate put up a target, but Gallagher, well, technically hitting his spot, left it low. From the stretch, the righty gets ready to deal a 3-1 to Jacob Calderon, and he deals a called strike. Calderon flinched at it, probably should have pulled the trigger. That caught a decent amount of the plate, and the count is full. 3-2 count, one out. Runners at second and third for the Revolution. This is a 2-2 ball game in the bottom of the fifth. Good action tonight as the sun starts to peek through the clouds, but no rain in the forecast here at Santander Stadium. 3-2 offering, swing and a miss. Calderon strikes out, an enormous strikeout for Sean Gallagher. That is his third of the night and his second of Calderon. Boggs struck out looking in the first, walked and scored in the fourth. Brandon Boggs has got to get a big hit here. The Revolution lead the Atlantic League in runners left on base, and if there were ever a time to break that trend, this would be it. To recap the scoring, Nick Ferdinand a sac fly in the first. Kevin Russo an RBI double in the fourth. Sal Paniagua gave the Revs a 2-1 lead with a RBI fielder's choice in the bottom of the fourth, and then Chris Wallace tied us once again at 2 with a solo shot in the top of the fifth for Sugarland. After a brief meeting between pitcher and catcher, they're ready to go as the lefty Boggs stands in. Wallace sets up outside, and Gallagher deals a called strike. 0-1 the count to Boggs. A base hit could give the Revs a 2-run lead. It'll be an 0-1. Gallagher sets at the waist from the stretch with runners on. Again, Wallace sets up outside, way outside, however. Missing his spot was Gallagher. The count is 1-1, so the Revolution have made him work. $86 pitches for Gallagher, and it's only the bottom of the fifth. And now Boggs has to make him pay for that and cash in here with a hit. 1-1, missing outside. 2-1 is the count. So warm-up activity about to get ready in the Sugarland bullpen. A tremendous amount of pitches for 4 2/3 innings. This is going to be Gallagher's 88th. Bo Vaughn came out in the fifth after Shawn Hill went 4 on short rest for York. Edward Paredes warming up in the York bullpen now. He might be in next inning or shortly in relief of Vaughn. 2-1 pitch, misses low. 3-1 the count now to Boggs. Andres Perez may be salivating at the prospect of hitting with the bases loaded and 2 out. And they're going to intentionally put Boggs on. So they are going to intentionally walk Boggs now that he's gotten to a 3-1 count. Second walk of the night, 1 intentional, 1 not. And Andres Perez indeed will come to the plate with the bases loaded and 2 out. 2 hits last night, 1 for 2 tonight is Perez. Second all-time on the Revolution all-time hit list. 8 more knocks, and he'll be the franchise all-time leader, surpassing James Shanks, who clings to a 7-hit advantage. 383 hits in a Revolution uniform for Shanks. Perez takes low and away, 1-0 the count. Andres Perez building up his resume through full seasons with York in 2012, and 2013. Last year was not with the Revs, played the entire year in the American Association for the Sioux City Explorers, and then returned to York for 2015. 1-0 pitch, almost got him on the hands, brushes him back high and into the righty. 2-0 the count, so now Gallagher's going to have to give him something to hit, lest he risk the chance of walking in a run here. So Perez might get something over the plate. Has to be selective here. It'll be a 2-0. Setting at the waist from the stretch. Gallagher deals. Swing and a liner right at third. Snared by Zezueta. And the Revs leave him loaded. A liner that could have gone all the way down into the left field corner, at least scoring 2. And Perez lines out to third, and York leaves them loaded. However, it's still a 2-2 game as we go to the 6th. Darrell Henry returns in a moment on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Broadway transmission? I don't know how they do it.
We've been in business for 60 years at the same location.
I don't know how they do it.
It's our long-term nationwide warranties.
Oh, and don't forget our online appointment scheduling.
I still don't know how they do it.
They toted my van at no cost with my repair.
It's our ATRA certified technicians. Don't forget the good-looking genius in the office.
Come on, man. I know they help me with financing. Still, with my bad credit, I don't know how they do it.
I did my research and felt comfortable that Broadway is a AAA-approved specialty repair shop. I showed my AAA card and saved some hard-earned cash.
I was happy to get a $100 rebate in the mail after the job was done.
I sure don't know how they do it, but I do know they get it done, and they get it done right.
Broadway Transmission. We'll get your shift together and back on the road fast. Check us out on the web at BroadwayTrans.com or stop in and see how it's done.
Revolution! Summer is in full swing at Santander Stadium. 2015 brings incredible entertainment, amazing giveaways, and of course, fireworks. On July 13th, gold medalist and Penn State head coach Cale Sanderson will make a special appearance on Wrestling Night. Meet him and get an autograph. See you at the Revolution game on July 13th. Revolution!
On air, online, and on your smartphone. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Well, that was pretty unbelievable right there. Andres Perez with a BB right at third, but right into the glove of Amadeo Zezueta. Bases left loaded. Game remains tied at 2 as we head to the 6th. Edward Paredes will take over on a pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. Shawn Hill, 4 innings tonight, making his 3rd straight start on short rest. Bo Vaughn an inning. He retired all 3 after the Chris Wallace home run, which was his 8th of the season and 5th against York. Paredes will face Delwyn Young up first, and he misses outside on him. Young took him deep in the game here on Tuesday night. The first home run that Paredes has given up all season, and it ended his lengthy scoreless streak. The lefty's 1-0. And that's a called strike on the outside corner. Young tonight, a strikeout and a flyout. Paredes set. He fires. And a swing and a miss. Good slider. 2 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors for Sugarland. 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors for York. Revs have stranded 7 now through 5 innings after that bases left loaded situation and the screamer hit by Perez, but right at third. The place was ready to erupt for a big hit. You could hear the crowd rise and then just gasp as Paredes misses outside, 2-2. An inning that was very well set up. Granted, it did start with an error, but then Patterson a hit. Great base running on Ferdinand's foul out. 2-2. And a ground ball deep short. Valdez backhands. He plants, and a long throw is right on the money. And he has played some shortstop tonight. 1 away here in the top of the 6th. Valdez, who made an outstanding barehand play a couple of innings ago. On this one, he backhanded and got the back foot planted and showed off his cannon. One away. Here is Joe Benson, who's grounded out twice, and he was the victim on that barehand play that Valdez made in the fourth. Pitch from Paredes. It's a called strike on the outside corner. Paredes, in his last appearance, the scoreless streak that was snapped was 12 2/3 innings, the longest by a Revs reliever this season. The 0-1 swing and a miss. Took a little something off. And Benson comes up empty. Playing in his second game with Sugar Land tonight, and they've got him in the cleanup spot. Paredes, the 0-2. And it's yanked foul on the ground. Down into Sugar Land's bullpen. They have activity as of the past inning, and it looks like Gallagher will be finished after 5. As yet again, he walks the tightrope in a start here in York, but he's able to avoid the big hit. Another 0-2. And a chopper to short. Valdez hurries up to grab the big hop. And on the run, he'll snap it over to first. And 2 down on ground balls to short. We'll pause 10 seconds for station identification here on Revolution Radio.
First in York, first in sports. Your only local sports station. The new Sports Radio 1350. WOYK, York, Pennsylvania.
Now the base is empty with 2 outs. Johan Lamonta stands in, and he, of course, has been on base both times tonight. A single, a walk, and a run scored. Paredes the pitch, and he swings and tips a foul right into the face mask of the plate ump Buzz Albert. Lamonta walked with 2 outs in the fourth, generating the only run that Sugar Land scored off Shawn Hill. He had the first 2 outs in the inning, but Lamonta walked and Kevin Russo doubled and barely made it to second ahead of Ferdinand's throw. Here's a slider that starts in and stays in. It's a 1-1 count. Lamonta now 8 for 13 in this series. 1-1. And a swing and a miss. Good hook from Paredes. Now ready, and the 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out on a fastball away. It's Paredes and Lamonta, the former teammates, eye up one another as that at-bat comes to a close. A 1-2-3 6th inning for Eddie. We go to the bottom half of the 6th, still tied at 2.
Providing quality services efficiently and in a timely manner to its clients is the mission of the law firm of Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins. GSLSC is equipped to handle any real estate transactions, leases, residential and commercial real estate settlements, zoning issues, and all matters involving municipalities. They are also experienced in the formation and operation of family real estate ventures that are tax sensitive to the needs of the investors. Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins is an approved title insurance agency and can provide you with title insurance and legal representation at one low cost when buying a home or investment property. Don't risk any real estate settlement without an experienced real estate attorney from the law firm of Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins at your side. Phone 717-757-7602. They've been handling residential and commercial real estate matters in South Central Pennsylvania for more than 50 years. With mortgage interest rates at an all-time low, now is the time to buy or refinance. Phone 717-757-7602 today or visit their website, gslsc.com.
Savory's Funnel Cakes have brought their delicious funnel cakes from the York Fair to Santander Stadium. Be sure to visit their stand on the third base concourse near the hop corner, as they offer both regular and pumpkin funnel cakes. Also, be sure to check out Savory's Funnel Cake Eating Challenge played between innings during York Evolution home games. They also offer event catering. Give Savory's a call at 717-271-3485. That's 717-271-3485. Savory's Funnel Cakes, York's delicious delicacy for all to enjoy.
The radio home of the Revs. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Tied at 2 as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Right-hander James Parr is the new pitcher for Sugar Land. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. Gallagher goes 5. He gives up 2 runs. Only one of those was earned. 5 hits. And the Revs, couple of times, so close to breaking through against him. And they're going to have to earn it tonight. 3 walks, one of which was intentional, 3 strikeouts. And Brian Pounds, one of those who nearly broke through in a big way, leads off. Parr's first pitch, a fastball for a called strike. Pounds 1 for 2. There's the 0-1. And a curveball, strike called. He singled in the second. In the 4th inning with the first 2 men on base, he drove one to the fence in right center, and Almonte got back to run it down. The second one he's run down tonight. 0-2, and a curveball. He loops a foul in the air and actually carries better than I thought all the way toward the corner in right field, and it lands foul. It's hit a lot better than it looked like initially from our angle when it left the bat. The Revs tonight, Valdez with 2 men on in the second, had Almonte run one down at the wall. Pounds with 2 men on in the 4th. And then in the 5th inning, Andres Perez hit that bullet to third with the bases loaded, but right at his way to 2-2 it remains. An 0-2 count. It remains on Pounds as Parr winds and deals. And just missed inside. Pounds a good eye. Be followed by Paniagua and Valdez here in the 6th. The overhead wind from the righty comes home, and a swing and a liner the other way. A base hit for Pounds. He leads off the inning with his second hit of the night. Back-to-back multi-hit games for Pounds since returning. And like we mentioned, the one time that he's made an out tonight, he very nearly did some serious damage but came up just short. Here's Salvador Paniagua, who's 1 for 2. It went as a fielder's choice in the 4th inning on the ball that landed just in front of Almonte's dive. He was able to hop up and throw to second for an out. And Panny shows bunt, gets it down. Parr in front of the mound will only look to first, and he throws it there. Sacrifice is good, and Pounds moves to second with 1 away. Nice job from Paniagua. Talvin Nash, who's out again tonight, coaching at first. The first of basically everybody on the Revs side to give Panny 5 after doing his job there. Nash out at least another night, playing it cautiously with him. He was a little tight after a couple of the splits at first base the other night, and a hard takeout slide. Here's Valdez, who's 0 for 2. And Parr, he spins and throws it into center, and Pounds races to third. He is there on the 3rd Sugarland air of the night. They came into this game tied at the top of the league in defense. Parr thought that Russo was going to come all the way over from short on a timing play, and Russo stopped, and Parr threw it, and nobody was there. So the go-ahead run moves to third, and the infield moves in. Valdez up with 1 out. And now the first pitch he sees is fouled back into the screen. He was looking to jump on it and rip it somewhere and give them the lead. Back in the second inning, we mentioned his deep fly out that Almonte ran down as he banged into the fence. Helped keep the Revs scoreless that inning. Valdez nearly drove in multiple runs. The pitch, that's in the dirt. Wallace drops down on it. And the thing that surprised me at the time was that Almonte had him played as deep as he did and was able to get to it. Grounded out to third base his other time. It's not a hat photoshopped on him on Back to the Future night. It's Doc's hair that's photoshopped on him. 1-1. Nearly hit him. He jumps back. Revs have twice gone in front in this game and now trying to do it for a third time. 2-1. Swings and, another one caught at third. Valdez with a rocket. And Zazueta sprawls out to his right. A backhand stab as he spun around on his knees. The one that was hit last inning was right at him. This time he had to get down and reach for it and makes a fantastic play to again deny the Revs a go-ahead hit. 2 outs in the inning, and Shannon Wilkerson will try to do it now with 2 away. Valdez completely scalded that ball, and the first one to Wilkerson is just outside. That is twice tonight. He has clobbered the ball and does not have a hit to show for it. The 1-0, and that's up a little bit. Wilkerson 0 for 2, did walk and score, leading off the first inning. Par from the windup with Pounds at third, 2-0. And he got it over, a called strike. Skeeters have Adrian Martin up in their bullpen. Earlier this year, he had been closing for them, but went down due to injury briefly. Wind of the 2-1, and that misses low. A hitter's count for Wilkerson. Pounds, who led off with a single, has made it to third with 2 outs. The 3-1. And he swings, grounds it sharply to short, but right there's Russo. Throws to first, and the inning ends. And it took a Sunday hop for Russo, who was able to glove it easily, even though Wilkerson hit it sharply. The one that Valdez hit is the one that will be left remembering from that inning. Unbelievable. No runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and a runner left at third. Now we go to the 7th, still tied at 2.
Core Design Group, a local architectural and structural engineering firm, is celebrating 10 years of serving its partners in York County and beyond. Core specializes in commercial, healthcare, houses of worship, industrial, higher education, and residential. For more information, visit our new website at www.core-designgroup.com or call 717-741-2046.
Looking for something cool to do this weekend? Looking for a different kind of family fun? Come to the coolest place in town, York Ice Arena. Get on the ice with your friends for Rock and Skate. The last Friday of each month. Every Wednesday is family night with free skate rentals for the whole family. And remember, the coolest place in town is also available for the coolest birthday party in town. For party package prices and public skating times, check out YorkSkate.com. Want to learn to skate? Want to suit up and learn how to play some hockey? Come to the coolest place in town, York Ice Arena. Learn to skate programs are now available for all ages, for every skating ability. Class levels range from beginner to freestyle, where you'll learn basic jumps, spins, and footwork. And skating rental is included. Or get on the ice for York Ice Arena hockey programs. Taught by Ice Arena coaches, boys and girls can learn proper techniques for the game. Rental equipment is available. Group skating lessons and beginner hockey programs are forming now. Plus, York City residents get a 50% discount. Register today. Go to yorkskate.com.
All about local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Hi, this is Eric Patterson. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Head to the seventh inning, still tied. Mike DeMarc takes over, fires a strike on Kevin Russo. Pitching change, again, brought to you by Maple Donuts. 2-2 our score. The 0-1, and a swing and a pop-up. At second base, Patterson eyeing it up. Couple of steps forward, and he gloves it. And one away. Paredes, a 1-2-3 inning. Gives way to DeMarc, who takes over. Once again, the Revs with a laser to third, but Zazway right there. What will it take? Evidently hitting the ball somewhere else. Here's Ryan Adams, who struck out and flied out tonight. Pitch from DeMarc, called strike. DeMarc with the sign and a high stretch of the arms. He fires, and a slider froze Adams. It breaks in for strike two. DeMarc in 9 outings, 7 2/3 innings, 1 unearned run, 4 hits. Last pitched here on Tuesday night, a scoreless inning. He deals, and it's in the dirt and outside. Paniagua backhands it. 2-6-3 for Sugarland, 2-6-0 for York. DeMarc ready again, and the 1-2 swung on and tapped foul. Adams just got a piece. Bat boy will call off Chris Wallace, who's on deck, and head over to pick it up. Boy, what could be, what nearly has been for the offense tonight. He's looking for a breakout night. Pitch, and it's down low, 2-2. Now back in the field and trying to keep it tied another inning. Our York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard. Lancaster up 4-3 at Long Island in the bottom of the 5th. Barnstormers have lost 3 straight. They are 26-39. 2-2. And a slider nubbed on the ground under the glove of Pounds, but Valdez has it, throws to first to get him. And Pounds went way to his left in an effort to cut it off. Valdez may have told him that he was there, and Pounds may have stayed up intentionally. Valdez was there to get in front of it, and a long throw got him with time to spare, 2 outs. Now, if that was the case, excellent job of communication by those two. And with 2 away, Chris Wallace stands in. He tied it with a home run leading off the 5th. First pitch, a fastball strike on the outside corner. He's 1 for 2 tonight. 8th home run of the year and 5th against York. Oh, 1. And a swing and a miss. Fastball at 92 from DeMarc. Summer set up 4-2 in Camden. That's in the fourth. Southern Maryland a 3-1 lead in Bridgeport in the fifth. DeMarc ready. 0-2. And a swing and a high pop-up. Shallow center. Wilkerson coming in as he eyes it up and makes the grab over in shallow right center. Mike DeMarc with a 1-2-3 at top of the seventh. Seventh inning stretch here tonight. Revs and Skeeters tied at 2.
WellSpan has helped many professional, student, and recreational athletes stay at the top of their game. And they can do the same for you. With a full spectrum of care, including sports nutrition, concussion management, orthopedic surgery, and physical therapy, our winning team can help you prevent an injury or treat one. For immediate care, call 1-877-482-5420 or visit wellspan.org/sportsmedicine.
This is the Dan Patrick Show.
He's a great, great man. Was Muhammad Ali a thug? He was colorful, controversial. But this is a guy who did something before anybody else did it. And we were okay with it. A lot of us were okay because of how Ali looked. Handsome, well-spoken, and poetry. There was charisma to it. Richard Sherman just came out of a game and started yelling right in our face.
Dan Patrick.
On Sports Radio 1350 WOIK.
Waking up with the Zabe.
The Steve Zabin Show. And I know people, I can already hear you screaming at your radio. You don't even have a real job, Zabin. You just sit in front of the microphone and flap your cake hole around. I understand that. I'm not upset to be back today. I need to get back. I need to get back on the horse and get back riding again. I'm just saying it's going to take me a segment or two to get up to speed.
Join me, Steve Zabin, mornings at 6 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Your teams all the time. York's only place for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Bottom of the seventh tonight, a 2-2 game. Right-hander Adrian Martin takes over for Sugarland. He did some closing for them earlier this season and then fell victim to injury. Revs, who have stranded runners at third each of the last 2 innings on balls that were just destroyed, but caught by Zazueta at third. And they'll give it a go, trying to create another opportunity. First pitch to Eric Patterson leading off is hit high in the air and left. Lamonta right in his tracks. Now steps to the side and makes the catch. And Patterson out on 1 pitch. Now 2 for 4 on the night. Another pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. We never did get a chance to name our Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care home run contest participant tonight. Revs player goes deep. One lucky fan would win, and tonight that'll be Justin Myers. Good luck, Justin. Nick Ferdinand steps in, and he takes a fastball strike. Tonight 0 for 2, does have a sac fly back in the first. Revs have left 8 on base, 5 in scoring position. 0-1, and a swing and a chopper, deep short. Russo gloves high, a long throw, gets him by a step. And that's out number 2. No room for a juggle on that play, and Russo handles it. And Jacob Calderon up next. We mentioned the 8 left on, 5 in scoring position, but tonight it certainly is not for a lack of putting a good swing on it and hitting it hard. Here's Jacob Calderon, who's 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts. First pitch is down low. Martin, when he comes in and loosens, he does a few long tosses behind the mound. It's part of his routine. He's got 6 saves this year. The 1-0, and a swing and a ball tapped foul right at the plate. He's 2-2 at .443 ERA. And known as an outstanding control pitcher, 20 and a third innings, just 3 walks, 15 strikeouts. A 1-1 and a fastball. It's a called strike at 91. It's on the DL June 5th through the 17th. One, two, and a slider breaks down and in. Good eye from Calderon. A ball loose from the Revs bullpen. Meanwhile, the Sugarland bullpen has right-hander Andrew Johnston up. The wind and the 2-2. And a swing and a miss on a slider down and in. And Martin with a 1-2-3, bottom of the 7th. Tough night for the Revs cleanup man so far, who's had a big series, but they have bottled him up so far this evening. We go to the 8th, tied at 2.
Providing quality services efficiently and in a timely manner to its clients is the mission of the law firm of Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis, and Calkins. GSLSC is equipped to handle any real estate transactions, leases, residential and commercial real estate settlements, zoning issues, and all matters involving municipalities. They are also experienced in the formation and operation of family real estate ventures that are tax sensitive to the needs of the investors. Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis, and Calkins is an approved title insurance agency and can provide you with title insurance and legal representation at one low cost when buying a home or investment property. Don't risk any real estate settlement without an experienced real estate attorney from the law firm of Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis, and Calkins at your side. Phone 717-757-7602. They've been handling residential and commercial real estate matters in South Central Pennsylvania for more than 50 years. With mortgage interest rates at an all-time low, now is the time to buy or refinance. Phone 717-757-7602 today or visit their website, gslsc.com.
Revolution! Summer is in full swing at Santander Stadium. 2015 brings incredible entertainment, amazing giveaways, and of course, fireworks. On July 13th, gold medalist and Penn State head coach Cale Sanderson will make a special appearance on Wrestling Night. Meet him and get an autograph. See you at the Revolution game on July 13th. Revolution!
The Revolution plays here. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Top of the 8th, 2-2 our score. Stephen Penny will take over. Pitching change is brought to you by Maple Donuts. And cue up the Irish music. It'll be Zazueta, Almonte, and Tavares coming up. And beginning with Zazueta, who has been one of their stars defensively tonight, and then Almonte, who's been the other one. The two of those guys combined with the glove have saved maybe 5 or 6 runs. Imagine what this game could be tonight. Penny's first pitch, a fastball. It's a called strike. Zazueta 1 for 2 with a blue pit. The 0-1, and that's inside, a ball. 4th reliever used. Hill had come back on short rest for the 3rd straight start. So he went 4. 1-1, and there's a called strike. On a fastball from Penny. 2-1 with a 2.66 ERA in 25 outings. And he's ready. A 1-2. And a swing and a bouncer to second. Patterson toward the middle to glove it. Fires to first and gets him 1 up, 1 down here in the top of the 8th. Now to the top of the order, and Denny Almonte. Here in York back on June 6th, Almonte hit a triple off Penny to deep center. In the 8th inning, scored a tying run on an error. And Penny starts him with a splitter here. Almonte was showing a bunt and takes a strike on it. Tonight he's 1 for 3 with an infield hit, but his impact with the glove is his biggest impact on this game. 2 great running grabs approaching the fence in right center with men on. Swing and a miss here, a splitter that tumbled straight into the dirt, leaves Almonte shaking his head. Skeeters, by the way, will go from here to Southern Maryland, where they will finish the first half. The Blue Crabs, though, eliminated them yesterday, clinching a first-half crown. Now Penny set, 0-2, and a splitter, strike 3 called. It froze him on that one, on the inside part of the plate. And 2 up, 2 down in the top of the 8th. Willie Taveras will stand in. Taveras 1 for 3, also an infield hit in the first inning. Penny ready. First offering is up high. Of course, Willie's older brother Luis, a catcher on the inaugural team in York, the 1-0. And that's over for a strike. Good fastball from Penn down in the zone. Penny made a cameo, as he often does, on Rami's rant earlier today. The executive producer of the program. Now he's set. The 1-1 fastball right in there for strike 2 called. And he moves ahead in the count. Base is empty, 2 outs in the 8th, a 2-2 game. He shakes off once, nods yes. They set up in, and the 1-2 swung on and lifted in the air toward the line and right. Boggs a long run, reaches down, he makes a great grab. In foul territory, sprinting across the line, he reached down shin high, stayed on his feet, and in full stride made the grab. Another 1-2-3 inning from the Revs bullpen. We go to the bottom of the 8th, tied at 2.
Remember when the goal was to see how fast you could run home from school, play 99 straight innings of wiffle ball, or jump up onto anything? At WellSpan Health, we think making time to play is still a great goal. Being healthy is how you get there. And just in case your grown-up body can't keep up with your inner child, WellSpan Orthopedics walk-in injury care is there to help with a team specially trained in treating sprains, strains, and broken bones. If you have a WellSpan primary care physician, your visit is added to your electronic health record so your doctor may coordinate any follow-up care. You never need an appointment, and both our Apple Hill location in York and our new Hanover Orthopedics location are open evenings and weekends. You can get all the details about orthopedic walk-in injury care at wellspan.org/injury. At WellSpan Health, it's our goal to help you get healthy and stay healthy, no matter how old you are or how young you feel.
Summer is about taking time for what really matters. Spending time with the family, enjoying nature's beauty, having a healthy lawn you can be proud of, plus the time to enjoy it. With Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care, you get world-class environmentally responsible lawn care from a hometown team. The result is a vibrant, beautiful lawn that turns heads and boosts curb appeal. Visit us at heritagelawnandlandscape.com.
Your home for Revolution Baseball. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Big right-hander Andrew Johnston, the new pitcher for Sugar Land here in the bottom of the 8th. 6'5" righty comes in here in a 2-2 game, and you know how they always say the guy that makes the great defensive play seems to lead off. I don't know if that's because he can't wait to hit or what the reason is, but Brandon Boggs, who made that great running grab, will start things off. And Johnston's first pitch is over for a strike. Boggs batting from the left side of the plate against the righty. Third reliever used by Sugar Land tonight. On the 0-1. And he checks on one down low. They appeal, and he didn't go. So each team has gone 1 inning apiece out of their bullpen. The only difference, Gallagher went 5 for Sugar Land. Hill went 4 for York, coming back on short rest again. 1-1. And a fastball. It's a called strike. Outer half. Boggs a strikeout and 2 walks tonight. And a run scored. One of those walks was intentional after they had fallen behind him. And the 1-2. And it's in the dirt. That bounced up hard against Wallace. Perez and Pounds do this inning as well. The intentional walk on Boggs in the 5th brought Perez to the plate with them loaded. He did everything right. He crushed one just right at the third baseman. The 2-2. Swung on, driven the other way in left field. Lamonte going back, and it carries over his head. One hops the wall. He'll heave it to second. Boggs is in with a head-first slide. Leadoff double here in the bottom of the 8th. Brandon Boggs looking 2 right off the bat and went in hard with the head-first slide just ahead of the throw from Limo, who played the short hop. Karam threw a strike, but Boggs went in head first and is in with the double to start things off. We get to twilight here. The sky slightly changing colors as the sun sets against the clouds. Here's Andres Perez, who will try to move Boggs. And the first pitch, a slider for a called strike. Perez 1 for 3 tonight. Hammered that line drive in the 5th. One of 2 that the Revs have hit to Zazueta that nearly gave him a lead. The 0-1. And a swing and a pop-up foul toward the York dugout. Delwyn Young over and out of room. Oh, man. Oh, it hit a lady in the face. Oh, man. She was looking up and didn't realize that it was going to come down right on her. Was watching it and caught by surprise as it came down right on her. Hopefully a glancing blow, but didn't like seeing that. About 5 rows behind the dugout. Hush over the crowd as ushers are the first ones there. The 0-2, and a swing and a little tapper foul over in the direction of Polo at third. On-site medics will make her way down to that fan. It remains in her seat for the moment. The pitch, and it's in the dirt. Wallace blocks it. 1-2. Boggs, the leadoff double. That second base. Here's the stretch and the 1-2. And it dives down low. Perez lays off the slider. Attending to that lady in her seat. Johnston throws that ball to the Revs dugout. He wants a different one. Revs with the leadoff man on base for the 6th time in 8 innings tonight. 2-2, our score remains. And Johnston with the pitch. And a ground ball at first, laying out is Young. He's got it. It will move Boggs, though. Young takes it to the bag unassisted. But Perez, what a job. Had 2 strikes on him, but stayed back and hit it the other way. Almost found a hole. Another fine defensive play from Sugar Land, who came in tied for the league lead in defense. They've made 3 errors tonight, but maybe twice as many great plays. And now they'll intentionally walk Brian Pounds. And Gary Gaetti to the mound. Salvador Paniagua's coming up. First and third with 1 out in a tie game. Here in the 8th inning, 2-2. Limo just went sprinting over toward their tunnel in left field. I wonder if he has to go. This is a long chat on the mound. Buzz Albert is just now brushing off the plate. Now he'll head out there, and as he starts to make his way out, the conference breaks apart. He got like a whole TV timeout on that visit. Here's Paniagua, who's 1 for 2, an RBI on a bloop that fell in, went for a fielder's choice in the 4th, but drove in a run, also a sac bunt. Johnston ready. And a move to first. Pounds back standing. Young, who had made a half dive on Perez's ball, but great job to move the runner. Pitch to Paniagua is down low. It's 1-0. Revs tonight playing with a real focus about them. They have been into this one, trying to grind out a win. The 1-0, and a swing and a pop-up. Johnston in the infield will give way, perhaps. Nope, he takes it in front of Delwyn Young because he's taller, and the pitcher makes the grab for out number 2. Over to the side of the mound. 2 down in the inning. It remains 1st and 3rd. And it remains tied as he went slider and got Paniagua on his front foot to pop it up. He was trying to lift one to the outfield, but got under it. Here's Wilson Valdez, who's 0 for 3, but has been robbed twice. And Johnston ready. First pitch is down and away. Wallace slides over to block it. Valdez tonight could have 2 big hits and maybe 3 RBIs, but Almonte, a great running grab, is his way to third. The 1-0. And he swings, bounces a foul over against the Sugar Land dugout. Second inning with 2 men on. He drove it to the fence in the opposite field, but Almonte ran into the wall and held on to it. Then in the 6th, hit just a missile to third that was his way to sprawled out to catch, saving a run. The 1-1. Swung on, fouled upstairs, first base side. And now Johnston has 2 strikes on him. Revs trying to avoid wasting a leadoff double here in the bottom of the 8th. Johnston stares in, he's set. And the 1-2 just inside. Great eye from Valdez, who shifted back, kicked the back leg out of the way. Two and two. And the pitch. Called third strike. On the outside corner, Valdez rifles his bat and his helmet away. And the Revs miss another opportunity. Throws his armor away, his batting gloves. He was steamed and hollered at Buzz Albert, who rings him up. And the Revs waste a leadoff double in the bottom of the 8th. 9 make it 10 men left on base tonight. The 6th left on in scoring position. We go to the 9th, still tied at 2.
Tennis used to be a very polite game. Today, tennis
Ace.
raises a racket.
Flying feet.
The style, the play, and the players are intense, athletic, and hard-charging. Flying Feet Sports Shoes welcomes the evolution of tennis and its battling players with a full line of specialty tennis shoes worthy of the new game. These aren't stand-around, look-pretty shoes. These are co-conspirators for the court. Shoes that will endure opponent after opponent, match after match. Shoes that move when and how you move and stop at your command. Shoes that fit and feel good so your feet are ready and able to take that next set. Flying Feet's team includes Asics, New Balance, Wilson, and K-Swiss in widths that fit. And the Flying Feet staff is always on the sidelines ready to help with your selection. Tennis, it's a whole new game. Be prepared to play it well.
Flying Feet.
Flying Feet Sports Shoes, just off exit 18 of I-83, right behind Domino's in York.
All right, let's try this one. Wherever you are, WOYK is... That blows. How about, wherever you are, WOYK is watching. Oh, no, that's creepy. Let's try this. Take Sports Radio 1350 on the go with the new WOYK mobile apps. Available for download today. Bingo. The new Sports Radio 1350. Available anywhere via the WOYK mobile apps. First in York, first in sports.
Your county, your teams. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Top of the 9th, still tied at 2. Josh Judy will take over. A pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. Another fine crowd here tonight, 4,378 after a pair of 5,600 pluses earlier on this homestand. Dalwin Young to lead off against Judy to begin the 9th. 2-2 is our score. And Judy's first pitch is high and away. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. Young had kind of an in-between diving play on Perez ground ball that maybe again saved a go-ahead run. The 1-0, and that's upstairs. Revs were able to get Boggs to third on that play with only one out, but unable to score him. On the 2-0, and it's swung on and fouled off, third base side. Valdez didn't like the call on strike 3. Gaetti put pounds on intentionally. He's been hot. Went after Paniagua, got him to pop up, and then got the strikeout of Valdez. The 2-1, and a swing and a miss. Judy blows it past him. 3, 4, and 5 in the order for Sugarland here in the top of the 9th. Judy looks, he's ready. The 2-2, Swung on and looped to shallow right and in for a hit. Delwyn Young, a bloop single to start the ninth in a tie game. For all of the rockets that the Revs have hit tonight that's been caught, that's how the top of the ninth begins in a tie game with a bloop to shallow right. Here's Joe Benson, who's 0 for 3 tonight, 3 groundouts, playing in his second game with Sugar Land. And Judy the pitch. He squares to bunt and bunts through it on a high fastball that would have been out of the zone. And it's strike one. See if he bunts again. The 0-1, he does not, and it's a fastball in tight. Judy in his 26th game, 2-1 with a 2.19 ERA. Picked up his 9th save here in the win on Monday night, his last appearance, a 1-0 game. The 1-1. And a slider and a good one. It sweeps across for a called strike. Young on at first on the leadoff blue pit. And Judy stares in, a look over, and now comes set. The 1-2, Young fakes going. It's poked right side, and it's going to sneak through. Young will only make it to second, but a ball that barely makes the outfield grass gets through, and it's first and second with nobody out. Benson poked it off the end of the bat. Perez dove, so did Patterson, and it snuck right between both of them. And on a duck fart and a seeing eye grounder, it's first and second with nobody out. Here's Johan Lamonta. Limo tonight, 1 for 2, a single, a walk, and a run. And the first pitch, he squares, and it's just outside. 1 ball, no strikes. They had Benson show bunt and then swing away the rest of the at-bat. Well, he did more than show. He tried to bunt. Lamonta, who's got 1 sack bunt on the year, pounds in at third, and Lamonta takes a full swing and grounds a foul over by the first base dugout. 1-1. Judy stares in. He's set. And the pitch. Now he shows it again. Judy misses low. 2 balls and 1 strike. So they showed it on the first one. Swung on the next one. Showed it on the third pitch. 2 balls and a strike now. Pounds will stay up at third in the event that it's still on. The 2-1, he swings, grounds it to first. Perez cradles it and takes it to the bag. They weren't going to be able to turn 2. And Perez will get the out at first with both runners advancing. It was hit sharply and right at him, but Young and Benson had great jumps on the swing on contact. And Perez, it was hit hard And he had maybe a little juggle to hang on to it. He had to stay in front of it and first and foremost make sure that he gathered the ball. And now Fletch will spend a visit. The entire infield comes in. Second and third with one out. And now the Revs and Judy will try to do to Sugar Land's offense what their pitchers and defense have done to the Revs offense tonight and deny them of an opportunity here. Kevin Russo will be the hitter. He's 1 for 3 tonight, an RBI double in the fourth. Came into this one hitting .351 against York. Revs will play the infield in and go after him, it would appear. First pitch, a slider misses down and in. Well, it may also be a situation where they don't give anything good to hit and try to get him to get himself out. It's the 1-0, and a slider misses low again. Haven't thrown him anything straight to hit yet. Ryan Adams is on deck tonight, playing in just his third game with Sugar Land. A stretch. And the 2-0 slider, and that one sweeps across, a called strike. 3 in a row from Judy. The first two were low. This one was over the plate. And a 2-1 count. Ready again. And the pitch. Strike called. Fastball outside corner at 92. And he's back to even it up. Certainly if you are able to get Russo, then there's room to work around Adams a little bit. If you don't get Russo, you have no room for error. Back to even the count. They set up away 2-2. Just missed outside. Fans wanted it, but boy, that was awfully close. It'll be a full count. And Judy with the payoff pitch. Slider, he fouls it off the facing of the roof, first base side and down underneath. Paniagua maybe reached outside just a hair on that previous pitch, but it was very close. Revs fans not in much of a mood for close ones called balls. The pitch swung on, line toward the right field corner. It's a base hit. It'll go all the way to the corner. Both runs score, and Russo's going to keep on running. He'll make it to third with a 2-run tie-breaking triple here in the top of the ninth. 2 pitches after 4,300 plus. Thought he was struck out. And it's a 4-2 Sugar Land lead here in the top of the ninth inning. He has driven in 3 of his team's 4 on the night, a double and a triple. And as we said, entered the night hitting better than .350 against York. Revs will keep the infield in. He's at third. Here's Ryan Adams. And Judy misses outside on the first delivery. So for all of the missiles that the Revs hit tonight that were caught, a bloop and a seeing eye hit that barely got to the grass is what sets up this 2-run inning. Here's the 1-0 and a slider. It's a called strike to even the count. Now trying to keep it a situation where the tying run will be on deck. Revs will have the top of the order up in the bottom of the ninth. Pitch, and he swings and slaps a foul over by the York dugout. A ball and 2 strikes. A 1-2. And a line drive caught at second, right at Eric Patterson. Too bad that couldn't have been on the previous hitter. 2 down here in the top of the ninth. That's almost just a reminder of the balls that the Revs have hit tonight like that. That's almost rubbing it in. Here's Chris Wallace. And Judy misses just outside. Wallace 1 for 3, a home run leading off the 5th. (1-0) and a slider. It's a called strike. If the game were to go extra innings, the Revs would have Septimo. And I don't know about Pena. He pitched last night, a long bullpen the day before. Here's a liner to center, sinking. Wilkerson scoots in and runs it down. On a top spinning liner, Wilkerson in to make the catch. And the Revs catch 2 hard-hit line drives. But it almost rubs in how many that they've hit hard tonight that have been caught. Skeeters break the tie with 2 runs on 3 hits and 1 left. Last chance for the Revs in the bottom of the ninth, trailing 4-2.
Hi, this is Tom Dasher, president of Tom Dasher Investment Services. I specialize in retirement planning and strategies to meet individual personal goals. Whether you are looking for wealth accumulation or to maximize your retirement income. Oh, heck, this is sounding just like another commercial. Hey, listen, it's this simple. We use risk-free investment vehicles, whether you are looking to still build wealth accumulation or you want retirement income or a combination of both. It is all about getting your money parked in the place that will benefit you the most. If you want to do that, call me. My office number is 246-3879 or my mobile is 487-2096 or contact me at my new website at tomdasher.com.
Broadway Transmission? I don't know how they do it.
We've been in business for 60 years at the same location.
I don't know how they do it.
It's our long-term nationwide warranties.
Oh, and don't forget our online appointment scheduling.
I still don't know how they do it.
They toted my van at no cost with my repair.
It's our ATRA certified technicians. Don't forget the good-looking genius in the office.
Come on, man.
I know they help me with financing. Still, with my bad credit, I don't know how they do it.
I did my research and felt comfortable that Broadway is a AAA-approved specialty repair shop. I showed my AAA card and saved some hard-earned cash.
I was happy to get a $100 rebate in the mail after the job was done.
I sure don't know how they do it, but I do know they get it done, and they get it done right.
Broadway Transmission. We'll get your shift together and back on the road fast. Check us out on the web at BroadwayTrans.com or stop in and see how it's done.
Join me, Steve Zabin, mornings at 6 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Bottom of the ninth inning, and the Revs trailing 4-2. Top of the order coming up. Final home game of the first half. And in many ways tonight, they've played a great game, but they find themselves behind. Shannon Wilkerson to lead off. First pitch is over for a strike from left-hander Hunter Cervenka, who takes over. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. And he's been nasty since joining the Skeeters. There's the 0-1 to Wilkerson. And he beats a foul against the instep of his front foot. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Did walk and score a run back in the first inning. Cervenka in 6 outings, 6 scoreless innings, 3 hits, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts. Wilkerson taking a moment, flexing out that foot. Patterson and Ferdinand do this inning as well. Another 0-2. And a swing and a pop-up at shortstop. Russo moves back, and the guy who got the big hit, yet again, he squeezes it for out number 1. The Revs tonight have done so many things well. So many things better than they have for most of the year. They had a little get-together earlier tonight. Came out with what appeared from this seat to be about as good of a focus and bounce to their step as they've had in some time. But barring a rally, it'll be all for naught here tonight. Here's Eric Patterson, who shows a bunt. Cervenka with a curve that breaks low, and Patterson on the appeal did pull back in time. He's 2 for 4 tonight. Second multi-hit game in the last 3. 1-0. And he does try to bunt his way on, but it's foul. Down toward Logan Williamson, who is coaching at first. He calls off everybody nearby to say that he's got it, which was nobody nearby, but good communication from Logan to take charge there. He said he was upset earlier today. He missed part of the Dan Patrick show. 1-1 in tight, and Patterson, a team guy, he stood there and tried to get hit. He turned and was ready for contact, but it just missed him. 2-1. Trying to do anything he can to get on. Cervenka with the pitch, and a check swing, appeal to third, and this time he went on the slider. 2-2. Cervenka was at AAA with the Cubs earlier this year. And he's set. 2-2 pitch. Swung on, broken bat. Flare at third, and it short hops off Zazueta and into left. And Patterson on base. Broken bat brought to you by Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care. You've got an ash tree, then you might just have an EAB problem. You need Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care. HeritageLawnandLandscape.com, the place to go. Be a base hit for Patterson, another 3-hit night. And the tying run, Nick Ferdinand will bat. In between hopped on Zazueta, who tried to pick it to his left. It glanced off. And now the first pitch, down low. Ferdinand tonight 0 for 3 with a sac fly. Cervenka looking for his first save, and they brought him in with 2 of the first 4 hitters this inning left-handed. Calderon next. 1-0, and a swing and a miss. Ferdinand let it fly. The first potential tying run of the inning left-handed being Patterson, who was due second, so they weren't overly worried about Wilkerson beating them deep. 1-1 pitch, and a swing and a high pop-up at short. Russo drifting back, calling for it, and squeezing it. And the Revs down to their final out. And Jacob Calderon to the plate. Calderon's been such a great addition, but a tough night so far tonight. 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts, and a double play. And here we go. First pitch is down and away. In the top of the ninth, Judy and the fans thought that they had Russo struck out before that big triple. Here's the 1-0. And a swing, and he just scraped it foul behind the plate. I'm being told that Judy hurled the Gatorade jug in the dugout between innings out of frustration. Good for him, and good for the team. Doesn't hurt to blow off some steam, and he was incensed. A 1-1 breaking ball and a swing and a foul tip at the plate. The Revs down to their final strike. Cervenka with a tight slider. He throws it hard. Came in and tied up Calderon with that pitch. Ahead of him, 1-2. And the lefty stretches. And now delivers. And he shoots a foul on the ground down the third base side. Calderon does. He fights it off. It's an incredibly frustrating night on a night where they've played really well when you look at it with a magnifying glass. Pitch. And a swing and a miss. Got him with a fastball. And the ball game is over. Hunter Cervenka with a scoreless ninth inning. Gives up 1 hit, 1 runner left. The Revs strand 11 on the night, but often not for a lack of hitting the ball hard somewhere. Tough night for Calderon, though. He is 0 for 5 with 4 strikeouts. And after the Revs won the opening game of this series, Sugar Land wins the final 3. 4-2 is your final tonight. Stay tuned. Post-game show follows next.
And now a baseball tutorial from Maple Donuts.
The single.
Grabbing your favorite maple donut for breakfast.